And I've just realised I've done that entire thing without the microphone working. I'll get the party to introduce themselves. A lovely a nice 5-minute introduction to the party and everything else, and I didn't even have the mic going. Oh dear, not a good start. But I'll get the characters to introduce themselves. Basically speaking, just a bit quick parlance, just to cut back. So we had a session 0, which turned out not to be a session 0. It ended up being me having to run an adventure on the fly. So when we joined them, we were sort of in media res, but the characters are slightly being tweaked based on experiences and testing of last week. So we'll see what's changed with the characters and make sure they're all up to date. And hopefully you'll get to know them and enjoy them. And the lineup may change as time goes on. From a perspective of Sprawlrunners, we are trying it using PowerPoint switched on instead of switched off. The standard Sprawlrunner setting has them off, but we're going to try them switched on and we'll see how it goes. Right, sorry about that. Hello everyone.
So I changed up Bula a little bit too, but as I'd shown, so I just made the changes in the character sheet.
No problem. Well, I say I'll get everyone to sort of go through their characters again anyway, because if you change them, we'll also obviously this was meant to be the first session, even though it isn't the first session. So
and I don't know if you heard me say it because you took off, but. I'm running an epic that I kind of converted, that I did convert and stuff. I'm sort of in charge of it over at FG Pug. And so I have to leave in 2 hours a little more than 2 hours to get over there. I apologize for that. But that's, since I wrote the conversion and did everything, they kind of need me over there to get it all started for a 10 o'clock start. So that's that. But anyway.
Well, I just did a lovely 5-minute introduction and then realised my mic was on mute, so I'm very annoyed at myself right now.
That's because I was wondering it was muted. So yeah, I saw that you were had the deafen thing on. So that's why I was saying this again. I apologize for interrupting. I'll keep
no, it's absolutely fine. So right, I think for the entire audience of none out there, I think one. Possibly, I don't know.
Could be millions.
Well, I was surprised how many people. I popped up a sort of 1.5 minute teaser, which was literally just a bit of the glitch screen saying Sprawlrunners on it, and a date.
Saw that.
Surprisingly, number of people watched it, and it also got flagged up on the actual Sprawlrunners Discord channel, not by me, I hasten to add. So that's quite interesting. Anyhow, welcome one and all to the official first session of Sprawlrunners. This is 1.0 as opposed to last week, which was 0. Oh my god, you want me to run an adventure on the fly? So there we are. So as I said before, if anyone, like I said, until you get your first advance, as far as I'm concerned, you can still tweak your characters slightly. If anyone has done so, that's not a problem. In the meantime, I need to go into options, and I need to go into party. I need to reset your bennies and reset your adventure cards, which no one used last week. So there we go.
I've got some good adventure cards. Yeah.
Okay, so I think what we should do is begin with, especially as some of you may have tweaked or actually have developed and designed your character backgrounds, I think we will go down the table left to right, ignoring Mogwai, who suddenly materialised, but we won't worry about that. Starting with Bula, especially if you've updated your characters, as it were, then please let me know anything you've tweaked. It's not a problem, as I say. Just introduce your characters.
Doing it again.
I didn't catch that. What was that?
You first.
Beulah, after Beulah.
Oh, I was going to start, but it sounded like someone else was talking, so I backed off.
Yeah, it did to me too, but talk away, sir. You've only got an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So Bula is still the orc and still Chrome. The deal that he made some changes with was is trying to sort of assume the rigger role for the group here, and so he changed some of his attributes around and became more skillful with driving and took a little bit of piloting as well, and to be less of a brute force guy and more of a well-rounded. So now instead of striving to become better at hacking, he's striving to be a better rigger and take care of that stuff. That's where he is.
Yep. In fact, with a bit of luck, hopefully, with the money you get out of this job, you'll hopefully be able to get some replace your non-functional drones that you didn't have for this job. Bit of retconning there.
Right. So, so there's Bula. So he's that's where he's running. He's trying to improve his rigging capabilities and still a good, strong team player and definitely a team member and one of the team. So there you go.
Thank you very much. Pow.
Ack Normally Midge.
Okay.
Are there PowerPoints? Do we have PowerPoints in this thing?
Yep.
Because one of my cards gives me hero points to recover PowerPoints, but I don't actually have any PowerPoints, do I? My character doesn't anyway.
No. Pal's the only one with PowerPoints. And Pal or Merlin. But anyway.
Who can if he wants.
Pal, please introduce your character.
Right. Pow was orphaned at an early age. And he basically ran away from the orphanage and fell in with a bunch of street urchins, and he got by petty crime and acting as informal runners for the local street gangs. And then later on, when he grew up, he left big city to go and work in a corporation, right? But corporate politics made him feel easy, and he didn't like the concept of indentured servitude, where you can only buy from the local stores, but it's more expensive for your wages, so you end up in debt. It's just whole concept of getting into wage slavery was not for him. So he's decided that, he's done in his luck. He's come back to big city, slipped back into his old neighbourhood, and he would probably go unobserved, but he's got this quirk for wearing outrageous 80s lounge suits. So, he does stand out in a crowd about somewhat. And he came to everybody's attention when one night a crazed beetle addict basically attacked the raiment shop looking for money or basically being looking for his next fix. And basically the guy came into the shop with a shotgun, and because Pow's meal was being interrupted, he basically turned into a cat, slashed the guy's throat, and then he went back to eating his noodles and not a word said. And obviously this is drawing the attention of some of the local master, who's decided, he'd put him on the contact list. And the next thing he knew, he phoned up and asked to join you guys on a run. He's fairly nondescript, but he has seriously got a problem with vanity, because he's always combing his hair. And he doesn't. If the adventure requires him going down into the sewers, there might be an argument about it. But other than that, yeah, cat shaming.
Okay, Merlin stands at about 1.6 meters, a bit shorter than average for your average elf, but he is not as scrawny as an average elf either. He's actually got a fairly decent build. He wears a line coat with a variety of arcane glyphs surrounding him, and anybody with any knowledge of magic knows that most of them mean nothing. He carries a bow and a 2-compartment quiver. He has a sword that is obviously too heavy for him, but he still wields it with some flair. The other quirk that everybody notices is he refers to everything from an almost medieval point of view. He's always talking about how the psychic will do this whenever he's referring to a decker or things along those lines.
Wonderful. And again, I managed to mute myself without realising I'm having a real problem with my mic today. Thank you. Aki.
Oh, so okay. Well, I'm exactly the same as last week. I'm a wheeler dealer. I trade in drugs and implants, and I have big plans.
Yeah, and you have a distinctive dwarf persuasion about you, don't you?
I do. Yes, I'm a short dwarf, and the spirits hate me.
Okie dokie. Brings us to Quig. Or Queeg, I should say. Or Queeg, I'm not sure.
Wig. Nothing has changed. Big and dumb. But I can sweep out a room real quick.
Troll cleaner, basically, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That brings us to Twixie. Twixty, I should say.
Yes, Trixie the Elf. Not much has changed about Trixie. He's still the what's it called?
Operator, if you want to use Sprawlrunner terminology, or Decker, if you want to use Shadowrun's terminology.
Yes, that's most correct, but not the term I was looking for.
Ah.
Quite the hippie, that was the word.
Oh, hippie. Fair enough. Forgot.
A lover of life and, well, electronics, as it seems. More on the pacifistic side, doesn't like to hurt people if he can avoid it. And quite the opposite to the other character I made, Mogwai, which I'm looking to switch out for on the next occasion.
We'll introduce him then. Okay, how obviously, well, you'll probably have to hire it. You'll probably have to, we'll worry about that when the time comes, but I imagine you'll just have to hire you. And last but no least, Waif.
Oh, well, it's just the same as she was last week, except for then we established that Master Zhang was our fixer, and she got involved in running because, well, she owes them a great debt for taking her in. She's still looking for her parents. Oh, something I didn't mention last week. She's really annoying because she has a habit of whistling off-key tunes when she's, distracted.
Okay, so that's you're our chi adept. Yeah, the only thing I would say is, Beulah, you probably want to change your computer illiterate hindrance. It worked for your character before you decided to be the drone jockey, but as a drone jockey, pretty much controlling everything will involve using a keypad or touch display of some description. You don't really want to -2 all of those. You really don't want to be doing all of that at -2.
So who's Waif's
Well, it's pretty hilarious with doing that all at a -2.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you really want to keep it, don't worry about it. But at the same time,
What is it? Can you repeat that? I didn't hear exactly what your recommendation was for changing stuff. I'm happy to do that.
Well, I'm just thinking computer illiterate. Because of the way you treat your character to become the drone jockey, you really don't want to have
right. I need to take a different hindrance. I got
basically,
it. Totally.
yeah, because obviously...
Absolutely. I apologize. That was something I overlooked.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just I'm not going to be that evil to make you change up to become the drone jockey and then have -2 penalties to the rest of the character. I mean, if you want the challenge, by all means keep it. If you're
okay, I can find something new.
No problems at all. Right. Anyway,
It would literally be quite a dicey challenge.
It should be quite interesting, that's for sure. So, right, I seem to recall. So, I recall from session 0. Oh my god, I'm running an adventure on the fly with no prep time, as I'm always going to call the episode session 0 from now on.
You had plenty of prep time. You knew we'd all been working on our characters, Kevin. That's an excuse.
I didn't expect you. I was hoping that we would still sit there and integrate and work stuff out, and not actually have you wanting 1 hour into a session wanting me to be sitting there wanting me to run something when I hadn't planned anything. So anyway, that was session. Oh my god, that was session 0, and all the tokens have vanished. Oh no, you haven't. You moved in. Right. So. Let me see now. You tracked down the. I hope so. Did anyone take any notes? Because I certainly can't remember. So you were
I
sent.
need to find that data cube that's encased in a Tesla cage, and this guy's supposed to know where it is, or the person.
Indeed, indeed, that was it. And basically, you tracked. You went and found Benny Jenkins, a local dwarven mechanic, and rigger if you need one, but I don't think you will because you've got Beulah. And he went and hid, didn't he, when some people turned up to probably get to violently enlist his help. And that eventually you tracked down this warehouse, and basically you were deciding to sneak in ever so quietly, and then Twixty decided to face plant himself into the ground as he tripped over his own cyber deck. And unfortunately that gave the orc on watch warning you were coming, and a gunfight ensued.
And that's when the fight started.
That's when the fight started. Somewhere along the line someone... Oh yeah, you backed the truck into the wall, didn't you, to create the hole? And you've pretty much put down all of the gangers, leaving... All you've got left behind is the... Lazarus, the gang boss, and he's currently vulnerable and distracted when we ended the round. So as we begin the next combat round,
share the tracker.
Yep, I will. If it actually did, it deal the cards? Yes, it did. I shared the tracker, and I will share the map. There you go. And Pow Pow, you are currently first. Pardon me, unless anyone else is going to tweak it.
Sorry, talk to myself here. Mute. Right, so Pow Pow is first. Next part of the map. What, had Pow Pow not just taken a turn?
New round, just dealt cards.
Oh, right, okay. Right, okay. Going to have to run. I've already abused the guy.
Okay. Feel free to have a run.
And that's 6. I still can't see the guy. I have mocked him and put him at disadvantage. That's it.
Okay. Well, he was already distracted and vulnerable from last turn. Yeah. So let's zoom you in. Why is it not accepting that? There we are. Accepting the move. There we go.
So you don't use a grid in Savage Worlds?
What I did, I found it on a tip on the forums. There is a hexagonal grid on the map set to 1-inch hexes, and then I basically make the hexes invisible.
You make them opaque. I gotcha.
Yeah, I make it. Yeah, basically, I take the alpha down so you can't see it, and then the last trick is you switch off snap to grid, and that way you basically get the closest you would to the actual rules of Savage Worlds, which is it takes its history from tabletop from not Showdown. What was it? Great Rail Wars. So it's actually
Got it.
So you basically, if you're playing with miniatures on a face-to-face game with Savage Worlds, then technically you don't need a grid on the ground. You just put your minis down and get your rulers out and measure it like a war game.
Right. Got it.
That's how it's meant to work.
Cool. No, I just I said, big and long time 5e and new to Savage Worlds. So
Exactly. I mean, so a lot. I mean, obviously, in Fantasy Grounds terms, historically, yes, I always used to put a grid on, but with Unity and this trick that someone on the forums put up, I wish I could remember who it was. It works.
No, that's awesome. That makes total sense. And you take off the snap to grid so it goes as far as possible with the allotted movement.
Yeah.
Got it.
But obviously, all the ranges and everything still work. So it's the closest you can get to correct.
Exactly.
It's the closest you get to correct Savage Worlds, as it were. Okay, Beulah, now you were You were rushing up to Lazarus as he came down to come towards you. He is currently vulnerable and distracted, which is a shame that no one's going before him. He is basically, he points his assault rifle at you and takes his Reaper assault rifle at you and takes a single shot at you, which will probably miss because he's distracted. It does indeed. The bullet flies wide. Merlin.
Well, that's fortunate. That wasn't fun.
He's basically he aims up a shot just as basically Pow distracts him, and he sort of spins slightly, and the bullet misses you and hits that large metal container in the middle of the warehouse.
Yeah. Pow singing to him, "Warrior, come out to play, come out to play."
Oh dear.
Lazarus, come out to play.
So Merlin is gonna walk forward and cast Mage Armor on Quig, so that he can get in there a little bit closer without worrying about getting whacked too much.
Okay.
I will successfully do so with a raise.
That's very
and
nice.
that will be Merlin's turn.
Okie dokie. And did you take concentration in the end?
I did not.
That's okay.
That is actually a seasoned skill. Most of the Power Rages are seasoned.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Definitely worth it though. Okay, so Quig has deflection turned on. So basically, is there any nice trappings for that one?
Yeah. Whenever I cast my spells, basically, or this spell specifically, like a purple flash kind of goes around the person, and then it sinks into skin level, and the only thing that's left is a glowing shield mark right in the middle of their chest.
Nice, very nice indeed. I like it. Can I have? I don't think anyone's got hearing penalties, but sound-based notice checks, please, from everyone.
Inside or outside or?
No, you're okay, Waif. You don't need to make one because you're still.
Is
outside.
that a different role than a regular notice check, or is it the same thing?
It's the same. It's the only reason I say sound-based is you may have the hindrance about bad hearing or anything like that. That's the only reason I say sound-based. It just means it's telling you if you have hard of hearing hindrances or anything like that to apply them. So Merlin, Twixty, Quig, and Bula, you all hear basically the sound of some engine revving up outside. Twixty, obviously, you can hear it because you're outside anyway. Waif, you actually see another one of these gangland buggies rock up, and out jumps 3 more gangers, obviously.
Lovely.
That's why she never went inside, because we couldn't be sure that all the gangers were present.
No. And I have to be honest, the vehicles are way too big for this token size, but so we'll drop the vehicle size down a bit, and that the artwork ones are too big. But yeah, 3 more gang soldiers drop out and start advancing. Let's see if they see you because you're out in the open. Let's just do a single notice for all of them. Nope, they don't see you as they just basically come. They start moving across the open ground towards the warehouse.
Changes what I was going to do.
Okay, Waif.
Well, they haven't spotted me, but I spotted them.
Indeed, yes.
And to alert the others briefly that we got company, I want to take a shot.
Okie dokie.
And nope, I'm going to penny that.
Okay.
Too early in the game to miss. Yeah, and apparently not. And then I'm going to duck behind cover and through the communicators let them know that we got company.
I think I might be giving you your Benny back, thinking about it in a second. Yeah, I'm going to slightly. I wasn't thinking things there because of what I said. I'm giving you Benny back. Your first shot was actually a 6 because they didn't see you. Therefore, I'm giving you the drop on them. So you actually do You do hit one.
Then I'm gonna do the damage on him. I
Yep.
only shot it.
Yep, go for it. Which again you get the drop, so that takes it up to 12. You drop him.
And then I'm going to duck back under cover and let the others know we got company coming.
Okay. The other two swirl around in shock when they realise that there's something happening, and basically will move to cover next round. Queeg.
This is a hard one. I mean, with a sudden flash of purple and a pretty shield appearing on my chest, I might just pause and look at it. That would be characterized, but there is a fight going on. I'll move towards Lazarus.
Okie dokie.
Oh, I guess I can make it then. So, even looking at the shield and moving forward, I get to him.
Yep. Go for it.
He's going to go for the wild attack. He's not paying attention.
A wild attack.
Oh, okay.
With a gang up bonus.
You shake him. Unless you want to re-roll your damage.
No, I'll keep that one. He's shaking.
Okay, you just come up and hit him with your maul-like broom. Aki!
I'm going to move to there
Okie dokie.
and shoot him.
Go for it.
I'll get him already. Yeah, baby.
You hit. You wound him. I'm going to...
Attaboy.
He's a big bad. I'm going to spend one of my bennies on him. No! Okay, you inflict a wound upon him. He cries out in annoyance and anger as your fletcher rounds pierce him. So, Beulah. Basically,
All right.
just as you're advancing in, the queen comes up and smacks him once, and then someone very close behind you fires a shotgun, literally just missing you and hitting the guy in front of you.
Well, and I've already hit him once with the club, so I'm going to do that again.
Go for it.
Where is... Why am I not seeing the club? Where is it? Combat. I'm sorry, I was looking for actions. Got it. So I'm going to hit him with this shock club here to hopefully incapacitate him or stun him at least.
Exactly. Yep. That certainly is a hit. That's a hit with a raise, in fact. Yep. That's just not a hit with a raise, just a straightforward hit. One short, I think, of getting the raise, I think. But that's okay. So that's a vigor check on his part. Now, I was looking this up. I think it's a vigor check at -2.
I don't know.
No, I'm just think it's still -2 regardless of whether you hit with a raise or not. It's basically the same as a stun gun, so I'm just trying to just find that.
If you click on your weapon in the attacks page on the little dragon icon.
Oh, it just says special.
It just says special. I know it does a stun effect, but I'm just trying to remember. I'm fairly confident I do believe it's vigor -2.
I'm not seeing any kind of detail in there as far as...
No. It's exactly was it. Here it is.
I think we talked about this last
Vigor must
week.
make a vigor. Yeah, I'm looking up stun
-2.
gun from the rulebook. Vigor check at -2. So you stun him. You basically you hit him with your shock club, and it literally does fry it, and he is stunned, which means he's now distracted and prone.
Right. So now hopefully the rest of them can get him. Good.
Indeed. Twixty.
As I realize that reinforcements are coming, I will try to send them away by sending them a fake message, telling them by their superior that they are direly needed at the other end of the city.
Okie dokie. Go for it.
I would make that as an opposed hacking roll. Well, hacking with the smarts.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna target one of them like that.
Well, technically, you can only target one at a time unless you've got something. Unless you've got the edges that will let you do that multiple targets at once, wouldn't you? But that's fine.
Right. Exactly like that.
But of
Yeah,
course, you
I
could
think-
multi-action. Of course, if you wanted to do more than one, is what I'm trying to say.
Actually, no. I don't want a multi-action, but I want to re-roll that one. Yes, that's better.
Right. Okay. You've
You want
shaken
me to
him.
take a picture of that error?
Pardon?
Yeah. No. Please do. Yeah, because I'll send it over to. As I say, it's part of the extension. I'll probably have to. I'll maybe way better off. Okay, you're distracting him. Yeah, it's something to do with that. It's something to do with one of the updates, and then obviously.
Well, right,
extension
but I
as well.
mean, as someone that does a lot of fantasy grounds with 5e, I'm
Yeah.
used to it. I just did, sometimes
Yes, no,
the
yeah,
error
please,
codes help.
yeah, exactly. By all means, please send it to me. We'll post it up. So, basically, you get him very confused. You get him so confused, he's shaken because he really doesn't know whether to go. He's really confused now because he can hear gunfire in the base, and then he's getting this message popping up telling him to basically go away. So he's so confused, he is shaken. Okay, and we've just got Twixty and Beulah giving everyone in the party bennies.
Ooh, also, I wanted to move there for the end of my turn.
That's absolutely fine. Twixty, you have obviously got the better of the two jokers. You've got the black joker by the look of things.
Nice. Well,
I do believe there are 4
will
jokers in the deck. I think I turned off 4 jokers. Sorry, carry on.
Try the very same thing then on the other ganger.
Okay, go for it.
That looks good. And I want to distract him as well. Which I can't click.
I'm not sure why. Let's click that and see what happens. There you go.
Ah. Right.
And you shake
nice.
him. You shake him as well. Oh, actually, we meant to be using creative combat, but it isn't rolling it, is it?
Seems
Yeah,
like.
the extensions bug. Savage Worlds doesn't have an update, has it?
Savage Worlds is yeah, but I mean, yes, it has and hasn't. The extension's a bit broken since Fantasy Grounds got an update, and then the extension.
Yes, I mean, it hasn't been updated with.
But then the extension wasn't written by Akil anyway, rather. So
we've got to start reporting to that guy on the forums, don't we?
yeah. And do you want to roll for the other? That was the first guy. Do you want to roll for this guy? Okay, there you go. So distracted. The second one is distracted and vulnerable. The first one.
Might take the message a bit too serious, maybe.
Yeah, I think the first one actually is basically going to literally spend this whole... We're literally going to walk back to the vehicle and that's all he'll do. Beulah!
You don't
Nice.
get killed before a wave.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this guy's still down and prone and distracted, right?
Yeah.
So
You should better stomp him quite convincingly.
Or you could kick him and demand to know where the cube is.
yeah, I was going to attack him with my claws and trying to get him down further. I don't think...
Go for it. But unless you're very unlucky, the odds are he won't actually die.
Ha 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 ha. Give you a good hint. Do not
Well, can I
shoot him
call,
in the leg.
since I'm using a melee attack, can I call out non-lethal damage?
Yeah, you can.
Is that not a thing in Savage Worlds? I
No,
know
it
you
is.
can do
It most
that.
certainly is. You can. Yeah, you can basically. Well,
Take
you
him
can-
down to like as close to death as possible, but if it's a lethal blow, it's not. It's a non-lethal because that
Yeah, yep.
But I have to call it before I roll damage, so that's why I'm.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I can mark it as non-lethal. It doesn't make any difference unless it's the final blow as such, but that's fine. I can mark it as non-lethal, which means you'd knock him out rather than incapacitate. Basically, all that happens is in Savage Worlds, non-lethal damage is exactly the same as lethal damage, except when it's the blow that takes them out. If that makes sense. If it's
Absolutely, I just didn't know. I wasn't quite sure. What
no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, yep, no problem at all. Oh, sorry, Aki, it's your go. I double clicked.
You still got to train yourself to stop passing the turn, yeah.
No, I'm actually not going to clip past the turn myself. I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to let you guys do it.
You've got to untrain yourself. That's it.
I've got to untrain myself and train you to hit end turn. Unless you hit end turn, I'm going to sit there and wait from now on.
I would do it anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't.
You could put one of those obnoxious timers on the combat tracker too, right? To like just sort of let that thing.
Yeah, that's just so annoying. Yeah.
Oh, someone have to show me that extension.
I've got that in one of my tables I use with 5e. So they've got 6 seconds to respond.
Yeah. Actually, I should do that for this because it is 6 seconds combat rounds, isn't it? That'd be cool. You don't actually have to spend 6 seconds on your go. You just got 6 seconds to respond. Okay, Lazarus is... You're stunning the already stunned guy.
I was in the balls this time. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. My experience with the timer is the guys that need it ignore it, and the ones that don't need it get hurt by it. So
yeah, fair enough. No, I'm only joking. Okay, well, you basically stunned him again. Quig.
Double stun.
Eh.
Head one in the balls.
Is there a way to pin him?
Yeah, you can grapple him.
What's he armed with right now?
What he's armed with, Lazarus. He is armed with. What has he got? He's got a cyber fist and a Reaper assault rifle. So obviously now he's in melee with you guys. He can't use the assault rifle. He technically couldn't use it when I shot Bueller because I didn't realise Bueller had reached him. But he's basically just got a cyber fist then.
All right, tell me how to do it.
I was wondering about that since I was the first one to get hit by him and I was in melee, but I figured maybe he'd be rolling with disadvantage or something because it was a range weapon in melee.
No, I completely forgot you reached him. You can use ranged weapons no bigger than a pistol in hand to hand because logically, trying to someone shoot you with a rifle, all you do is just grab it and push it out of the way, wouldn't you? But a pistol,
right? And it would be like some sort of disadvantage roll or however that works in Savage Worlds. So, okay.
But yeah, the rule is quite straightforward. Sorry to cut across you there, Quee. I know you're going to grapple him. It's using a pistol.
What I want to do is stomp on his cyber arm.
Okay, be my guest.
Maybe not stomp, but stand on. It's going to probably hurt the same way.
Well, so if you stomp him, I'll treat it as a non-lethal damaging attack, so he'll just pass out from the pain. So you can question him if you need to.
Be a straight fighting check then.
Yeah, unless of course you do want to just pin him, in which case it would be athletics. That's your call, I don't mind. He's pinned. This guy's prone, distracted, now entangled as well. As you pin him down. This guy's not doing much at all. Merlin!
But tell us what we need.
No, I'm not pressing end turn. I'm going to get out of the habit of doing that. In fact, I'm actually going to delete my shortcut so I don't do it anymore. Merlin.
Okay, Merlin, there's all kinds of stuff going on against the barbarian leader over there, so he is going to run.
Okay.
Not as far as I wanted to.
You can house rule that spend a penny. If you want.
Let's try it this way. 7, 8.
Don't forget the doors if you want to get closer. Don't forget the doors, actually. You don't have to go out the hole. There are the doors.
Well, the doors, yeah, I guess the doors are right there, aren't they? Yeah, let me just go ahead and dart up this way, kind of cut between these boxes. I'll just go that way, head towards the doors.
You can run between the boxes. Okay.
Yeah,
And they will
that's-
and they will provide cover, count as cover if someone tries to shoot you through the boxes. So just to finish explaining, just for those, I like to sort of put some rules explanations into stuff. In melee ranged weapons in hand-to-hand combat, no bigger than a pistol, and instead of needing a 4 to hit you, they have to beat your parry. As the idea being, of course, is you'll be trying to grab the gun and stop doing that. Okay, Lazarus is critically failed. I think Lazarus is in real trouble here. He's critically failed, recovering from being stunned.
Hell yeah.
So he's not even going to get out of being entangled. In fact, I'm actually going to say after critically failing him, for all intents and purposes, I'm upgrading his entanglement to being bound by Queeg. He's, for all intents and purposes, he's pretty much done. He's until he recovers from being stunned. He's just lying on the floor drooling with Queeg standing on his power fist.
Yeah, and they've got anybody's got. He'll have to back off because they've all got a drop on him as well.
Exactly. Yeah, he's
I
basically
mean, we might want to talk to him at some point. So.
exactly. Yeah. So
I think we're in a position of power to talk to him.
Exactly. I mean, you basically got it. You've got him defeated. Is the point? He can't really respond anymore, especially after that critical fail. Now I'm saying. Anyway, pow. There's 2 orcs coming towards you. According to Waif.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I was distracted myself. 2 orcs coming towards us.
From the side.
I thought they were going to
2
go back.
gangers.
I thought they were going to take the hint and go somewhere else.
Well, they probably will, but it's not their turn yet.
And they might, with those of us still going, who knows if they're going to get another turn.
Exactly.
You could
Depend on how loud Lazarus yelled when I stepped on him.
Exactly. At the moment, I think he was too busy drooling,
Wow.
and before he got a chance to yell, someone shocked him again.
Twixie distracted the other 2 and made at least one of them vulnerable. So
You can go and hold
Aye.
it.
So go on.
Waif.
now is door B open?
Door B is currently closed, but you can, as far as you can tell, they're not locked.
Would it take an action to open it, or can I step over, shove it open, and
you
take
just
it?
step over, shove it open, and that's it. Yeah. So they're sliding doors. They'll just slide open.
Okay, so I'm gonna move over there
Mhm.
to get a closer shot.
Go for it. Gang. Well, yeah. Doesn't matter which one you go for. It will just decide whether the one misses their turn or not. You hit him.
Oh, I'm benning damage.
Be my guess.
Oh, we got lots of bennings.
You have indeed. Yeah, this is the one that seems to be turning around and walking back to the vehicle. Just as he's turning around to walk back to the vehicle, you shoot him.
I shoot him in the back because I'm nice away.
Yeah, you put him down, and he. Oh yeah, he's bleeding out. He's gone. Splat. The other soldier is vulnerable. He's distracted. He's very confused, and he just saw his buddy get shot. So, but they're not exactly the smartest people around. And maybe he's young and wants his gang colours, but he's literally going to come running towards you, screaming an orc battle cry, and try and attack you. I don't know why he's got. Oh, I see. Yeah, with his razor nails, apparently. Oh my word!
Four pink fluffy unicorns!
He said that. It was brilliant.
Very well known orcish battle cry.
What big fluffy unicorns!
Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah. basically, it's obviously that whole suicidal thing. He doesn't want to be the last survivor. Maybe there's somebody he fears more than you guys. But he basically comes charging up to you, screaming battle cry of big fluffy unicorns, apparently, on a rainbow. Fair enough. And
Fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
it's obviously the latest K-pop. And you are kidding me. Oh no, there's someone on hold. That's fine. Pow Pow, are you staying on hold? I thought you guys had got bennies again. Do you want to remain on hold, Pow Pow?
Yes, I am remaining on board.
Okie dokie. Then I shall new the round. And Aki gets to go first. Basically, Lazarus is basically down and out for... not out for the count, but he's down. And he knows it. And he looks at all of you with burning eyes of contempt. In the meantime, Waif sort of seems to be engaged in melee. You're running. Ooh. Do you want to Benny your run in a house rule I made up?
Yeah, I'm gonna. He's not let me drag and drop it though.
Yeah. No, what you have to do is you have to unclick run and re-click run, because obviously we're breaking the rules of Fancy Grounds, if that makes sense. So you can spend the Benny and then just unclick run and re-click run, and then there you go. Look at that, a whole Benny for an extra inch of movement.
Oh, it's mental, isn't it? But the Benny didn't go. How do I get rid of the Benny?
Just spend. Oh, you have to spend the Benny manually. Because like
Just drop it in the chat window.
Just drop it in the chat window. Like I say, spending bennies on running is a house rule, because I'm all in favour of making players.
Yeah, I'll use that now.
The more bennies you roll, the more fun. Yeah. Bennies are meant to be thrown or used like confetti anyway. So.
Yeah, they are. I saw the guy who invented it. He's meant to be getting them.
Yep. I nearly clicked next player, but I'm not going to do that.
Well, I'm gonna. What can I do from here? Can I see him?
You can. Rafe did open the doors, so yeah, I'll give him cover, but you can see him if you want to make a ranged attack. Of course, it would be dramatically appropriate to accidentally hit Waif, of course.
Try not to shoot Waif, but
well, it could be dramatically dangerous to whoever accidentally hits her.
You basically, a combination of range and the fact that the door's only partially open.
I didn't want to kill Waif. That was what it was.
Exactly. You
give me a funny look. I was about to shoot.
You hit you hit the door rather than the orc. And Waif unshakes from the surprisingly bold attack from the orc.
And because he's right there on her, she's just going to drop her gun and she's going to hit him.
Go for it. You do. You hit him.
Hit him, waifu, one more time.
More like hit me for a shot.
Okay, that go. Basically, yep, you hit that orc quite hard. And you basically, not that it matters necessarily. Well, it is helpful to know, but you put him down. You literally smack him, and he goes down cold. He will recover eventually from that blow. But well, congratulations. Lazarus isn't going to do anything because he's basically completely at your mercy. So that brings us, basically, combat for all intents and purposes ends there. But if anyone wishes to get in one last action, feel free. But otherwise, we're into normal game flow, as it were.
I don't think there's any reason to poke Lazarus with a stick or a cattle prod or the stun club. I think we're okay. So,
Okay.
And Wave's just going to stay by the doors watching for more company.
Okay. No problem at all. So,
I think Quake's intimidate him.
Let the big guys deal with, making the guy talk.
Yep.
Wave looks so harmless,
I wanna look out in the matrix, see if any nodes are popping up, any icons, which would be telling for someone to come.
Okay, I do believe that is going to be. That's going to be. Search for a system node with an unknown address.
So that would be research, wouldn't it?
Yep, research roll with the access. Oh yeah, with the access node system toughness as the target, as it were. Just find any hidden nodes, because obviously you don't know of any public nodes out here. You have a good search around the area, and unless it's a very secure node, i.e. a D12 node, as it were, you know what I mean? Military encryption standard. It really looks like that this place is like a desert, a data desert. Maybe that's exactly why they brought.
Yeah, I was planning to just as wife is standing guard at the door, I just want to stand guard digitally, so to speak, see if anyone approaches.
That's
if not,
absolutely
just...
no. That's absolutely fine. Now, Bula. Okay, I gather you're intimidating Lazarus. So, how do you have any fine words to back up your incredibly intimidating posture you've adopted there?
Damn.
Bula just looks down at him and says, "Talk, spill it. What's going on? Tell me all about what you're into here with regards to the heist."
At first he thinks you get the distinct impression that he's going to try and bluff it out, but obviously with the combination of Quig standing on his arm and basically how intimidating you look at him, he basically says, "It's in there," and he points at that big metal container in the middle. "It's in there. That's what I suspect you came for is in there. We just stored it inside there, and we were waiting for the collection."
All right, so hopefully Quig keeps standing on him, and I guess someone can go and run and get it for where. I guess it's. Is it right here in the northwest corner of the building?
No, it's literally inside this large container in the middle of the building. It looks like he says you can see there seems to be a set of doors. It's like a metal. Yeah.
Are there doors on both sides?
No, just the one side. It's if you consider, you know the type you get on those container lorry,
Cargo container.
Cargo container. Thank you. I couldn't think of the right phrase.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, well then hopefully we'll keep an eye on Lazarus. Can someone go and get that thing and retrieve what we're looking for here? Let's get out of here before someone else comes.
Well, ask him who paid him to steal it. Kick him again.
Which sides are the door on?
The opposite end.
This one?
Yeah.
All right.
Because that's the end he was guarding.
In that case, I walk around. How are the doors locked? Is there some kind of numpad?
There's a
Or something like
padlock.
that?
There's literally a good old-fashioned padlock on it.
Then I'll look at Lazarus and say, "Keys, please."
He says, "In the office," pointing to where Aki's just walked into.
Key. We need some keys.
Well, okay, I'm looking for some keys.
Okay, make a notice check, please, Aki.
Actually, can I support him?
You certainly can.
And I want to support him.
Aki's searching around. He basically he obviously searching around, opening drawers, pulling things out, tipping them on the floor. And amongst that, you spot the keys drop out of one of the drawers as he stops, going through stuff.
I've done a crap notice roll.
Aki, down there, you just dropped the keys. Did you want to give me the keys? I will open
Okay,
the
I'll
lock.
grab the keys then and throw them at Twixie.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. I just grab them and pull them off from my ear, walk over and open the doors.
I should unlock tokens. There we go. You unlock it and open the doors. So inside this cargo container, all you find inside, in the very dead centre of the cargo container, is basically a metal box. A zero
guys,
chamber.
I think therefore I'm finding the box
What are you doing now?
you
I'll
were
grab
looking
the box.
for.
You okay there?
Yeah,
Sound a bit dazed.
totally.
Lazarus looks up and he goes, "Look." He basically looks at and goes, "Let me. I know when I'm beat. Let me get out of here before the buyer arrives. And I suggest you get out of here quicker as soon as you can as well." Someone did ask who the buyer was, and he said he only gave his name as Mr. Johnson.
Oh, one of the 100,000 Johnsons. I hate
Well,
that family.
how long before the buyer is due to pick this cube up?
He says he's meant to be here he's meant to be here at the top of the hour. It's about 10 minutes till that.
Well, we could wait for him, guys.
We could wait for him, but there's a bunch of corpses outside. He's going to see them when he comes in. We're going to try and hide the corpses. They go out and see bodies all over the floor. You know what I mean? Maybe it's gone wrong here.
That's
the job
not-
not just to get the cube back.
Yeah, exactly.
To just
Well, I
get the
told you.
cube and go.
He only told me his name was Johnson.
Guys, it's not our job to find out who was behind all it. We're just tasked with getting the stuff back, so I would say we just do that and then remove ourselves from the premise.
Right, he's going to, as soon as he sees the bodies, he's going to go anyway, isn't he? So,
Bueller's
coming
asking.
with-
Bueller's asking what if you Bueller's basically looking up as Quig's standing on you and basically saying, "Should we kill Lazarus?"
No, don't kill him. I walk in between and stand between. No, don't. Why? He hasn't done anything to us.
Well, Mr. Johnson shows up before he can get out of here, and we might not need to bother anyway.
Yeah, let's leave. Let's just go. We got
Yeah,
what we came for.
If the consensus is to grab the box and run.
I'll grab the
Yes.
box and I'm running towards the vehicle, wherever it is.
So
Lazarus
we came
nods.
from this way, so she'd head for her scooter.
Okay, it'll take a couple of you to carry this. It'll take a couple of you or Quig to carry the zero chamber. I think Quig's. Unless it was, Quig can carry it on his own, but otherwise it will probably take a couple of you to carry the zero chamber.
We'll let Queen do it then. Queen can do it. There you go.
Quig will get it.
Quig
Of course,
walks in,
I'll
picks
step
up.
off his arm to get it.
Yeah, that's okay. Lazarus is still stunned and he's not bound anymore, but he's still stunned at the moment, and so we'll see if he recovers from being stunned as you step off him. Yeah, but he's prone and vulnerable still when Bueller's standing right over him, so he's not going to try anything. So Quig, you step over, pick up the zero chamber, and it's a big metal box, and you carry it out of the hole.
I'm also wanna take his gun, remove the magazine, remove the stray bullet,
Yep,
so that he won't be able to shoot us in the back once we leave without taking his gun.
no problem
just-
at all.
Steal his ammo, basically.
Yep, no problem at all. You take his ammo. And, you literally can leave the industrial estate without incident.
Just a few dead bodies, but no incidents otherwise.
Yay! We did it. We are good.
Oh, wait a minute. We just completed a mission, right?
Yes.
I got an adventure card to play.
Uh-oh.
What do I do with that?
Just pop it in, just drag it and drop it in the chat.
Eh? Who did we save?
We didn't kill
We
Lazarus.
took out the bad people.
That's a very far stretch, and I think that's a fellow player.
But I will actually. Yes, I agree. But I quite like the audacity. I like the audacity of it. And as someone pointed out earlier to Lazarus, he does owe you. So, assuming Lazarus doesn't get killed when Mr. Johnson and his collection team arrives, he will owe you one. And maybe in the future you could call that debt in.
Street Samurai Debt of Honor.
Yeah. So I will go with that. I will allow it on that grounds. You have saved Lazarus because you didn't kill him. I know it's a far-fetched one, but I'm going to let it stand for fun.
For the sake of the story.
Indeed, it helps the story. So you basically have an uneventful journey back to the ramen bar, and when you get there, you find that your contact, I've forgotten what he called himself, but he's already waiting there with two very large individuals who probably are there primarily just to carry away the zero chamber. He seems quite content. I assume the chamber's still intact when you bring it back to the ramen bar. Yeah, and Twixie hasn't tried opening it. I assume.
Yeah, we didn't hack it.
No. So basically, they collect the chamber. He thanks you and basically confirms that he has transferred the payment to Mr. Zhang, who, when checked, does confirm the payments come in, and you all basically receive the agreed sum, and sort of feel quite confident that as a team, but as we're all you're working rather well together.
Yay!
We did it. As you complete your first job. Congratulations. I'm going to be
On the
nice.
ramen.
I'm going to be nice and do that.
So does
No.
Mogwai really
Oh, don't cruel.
mean?
There's got to be some pay.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, though, is it?
You told us we can make tweaks to our characters.
Yeah, you're creating a whole new one.
Yeah,
You'll get.
basically-
I'm sure I will remind me at a later date, and I'm sure I will give. I'll give you a solitary advance when no one else gets one. Don't worry.
Okay.
I just thought it'd be funny because I'm evil. Also, I was in two
Keep on
minds.
saying that.
I know, I'm not really. I was also in two minds about giving you the advance because obviously I really, well, I don't want to spend too much time with you advancing, but at the same time, I feel that you guys are basically it lets you so that further tweak your characters the way you want to go. So, and I'm giving. I feel that you deserve it for surviving my half-baked adventure. So, I'll delete any NPCs from the tracker. You can, if you wish to do your advances now, feel free, but we will be pressing on with the proper adventure.
What does that exactly entail with the advance?
It's like you've hit level 2 for all intents and purposes. So the official one is you can gain a new edge. Increase a skill that is equal or to or greater than its linked attribute by 1 die type, or increase 2 skills that are lower than their linked attribute by 1 die type each. You can increase 1 attribute by a die type. This can only be happen once per rank, or permanently remove a minor hindrance or reduce a major hindrance to a minor hindrance. So it's basically you've leveled up. In the old days, you used to get XP, but now you just advance when the GM decides you can advance. Basically, in old terms, I gave you all 5 XP. So the easiest thing to do if your character's on Savaged US is just go into Savaged US and literally just go to advances and say you've got one advance, and then it will help you design what your next advance is.
I already took my advances and I noted them in the notes.
Indeed, there is the advances section where you can keep track of what you did advance, which is helpful.
Which is very special looking, but I like it.
I know it's a new extension. The other one, it's quite nice. Some people have even filled out their starting attributes, which I thought was extra nice.
Yeah, I probably should do that.
So.
And riding is specifically horseback, or is that?
That's a very interesting one. I'm thinking yes, because I think driving is possibly
Should be for motorcycles
bikes.
too.
Yeah, I think so. Driving allows you to control any powered ground vehicle common to the setting. This includes cars, motorcycles, tanks, and the like. Riding would be specific to animals.
Yeah, and every character knows how to drive, but you cannot. If somebody tries to chase you, or you're in any kind of you'll fail unless you've got the skill.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, it's assumed you can drive a vehicle if you need to. It's just in combat or in a chase, you'll need to have the driving. Well, you don't. You'll basically be able to do it better, as opposed to rolling a d4 and taking 2 off the roll. So.
Yeah, I think it fits with my character. I'm going to take trademark weapon.
It does. Now, bear in mind when you take trademark weapon in Sprawlrunners, that gets you the weapon you pick without having to buy it. If that makes sense. Because if you remember, this is the thing about Sprawlrunners. Right, so technically speaking, right now, all of you have, assuming you all started with 10 logistic points, you now all have 11 logistic points. And all the equipment you've currently got on you, you can get rid of and get new equipment. And a lot of the time you will get rid of equipment. For example, any guns or weaponry you used, the odds are you do want to lose it because, of course, you don't want it traced back to you later on. And stuff like that. Likewise, other gear you may, like stun guns or things like that. You know how they always have. There'll be ways of tracking them. So the logic is. The gear you take on a run, you don't necessarily keep, and you sell it off or trade it in. And when you're going on your next run, you all get to equip yourselves again. So
it's a little bit like Mr. Robot. So the hacking computer gets smashed up and the chips go in the microwave. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing left. There's nothing left.
Exactly.
Trace the card numbers around.
However, But so what I'm trying to say, Queeg, is basically what happens is when you take trademark weapon. Whether or not you change the weapon out or anything else is by the point. The point is, whatever you don't play the logistic points for that weapon when you take the edge. You gain that weapon, but it doesn't cost you any logistic points because it's yours, as opposed to logistic points. And the other thing is, the idea is you've got your lifestyle. You are making money doing the runs, but the point is you're not having. The idea is you're not spending money on the runs. You've got your own money that you live on and buy clothes with and rent accommodation and eat food with, and your social level decides how good a background life you have. Your logistic points is the money you are able to pull together for the job, and you can, as a team, you can either spend it individually or you can all pool it together. So if you know you're going into a highly secure area with very good security, then you guys may want to actually sort of pool it together to get a decent deck with some very good utilities to help you get through the security systems. But likewise, another time you may want to spend more of your money on getting some good drones for a mission, or sometimes you may just want to gear up, and that's the logic. So the idea is the logistic points is that's you going out and sorting out the gear for this run. At the end of the run, you sort of clear off your equipment, as it were, and start again. You don't have to, but you know what I'm trying to say.
So trademark feels right, but is it really right for just an oversized glorified broom?
Well, yes, because that's what he uses, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Trademark weapon is basically, trademark weapon at the end of the day is basically, there's a huge ogre coming towards me. He's carrying a broom. Oh, it's probably Queeg. Because that's your trademark weapon. They know you hit people with your broom, as it were. That's how it works. So, while people are thinking about their advances, I'll get started.
Done. Filled the tab in as well.
So, basically speaking, it's a quiet couple of weeks. There doesn't seem to be any problems or backlash with the events. The actual heist itself on the armoured vehicle is obviously reported in the press, but there is pure speculation on what was actually inside the vehicle, and no further ongoing stories or problems with it. And don't forget anyone who spent PowerPoints to refresh them, because obviously they will have been charged.
Now be a good time to switch to the other character?
Yeah, sure.
Noise.
The only thing of real interest to note is about a week after the heist, the run goes down, Twixty just falls off the grid. He stops coming into the ramen bar. He seems to go dark, and online you don't find any online presence for him, and any attempts to contact him just get basically delivery failures bouncing back. You ask around, and unfortunately, nothing comes back. No one seems to know what's happened to him. It's as if he vanished. Which may or may not be a bit disconcerting, of course. It depends how well you like the guy. But, yeah. In the meantime, I need to hang on, why is it not dealing cards? Action cards, clear all. There we go, I wasn't clearing the cards. In the meantime, obviously the odd jobs come in here and there. None that basically really... take your fancy, or or basically Zhang gives out to other people because they're obviously deemed some stuff he doesn't feel is suited to yourselves. But eventually, after a couple of weeks, and you're starting to feel like you've lost, you've spent up most of the money you made out of the last mission. Oh, that's interesting. That gave me Benny errors every second I added your character to the party. That's because I must have added your character to the party sheet afterwards. That's interesting. Basically, eventually, Mr. Zhang comes and basically says he's got some details for a new job, and but the contact doesn't want to meet at the ramen bar. He wants you to meet. In Holgate Park, which is a bit of a surprise because the Barrens isn't really sort of a typical area of the city, but there we go. But he gets the details, and the meet's for 2 days' time, and when we sort of next tune into the characters. Well, so like the Barrens has a park, and who knew that, eh? Not much of a park, true. That old Barrens aroma of heavy metals, petrochemicals, and the rich soup of carcinogens permeate the air, and the sparse trees look very sickly. Fat little tenement blocks surround the little park on all sides, except on the south side, where an oily lake laps turgidly at the banks. But it isn't such a bad place for the meet after all. There's no CCTV. People around here don't like being watched. Is there any preparations you want to do before you meet the Johnson, as it were?
I want to do a quick.
Technically, you're not there yet. I'm going to get you in later.
Okay.
I'm going to have to hire you, sir.
I think if people think it's a good idea, Quig would go, a little bit early and start sweeping the sidewalks in the area.
Okay.
Waif will be not too far behind Quig on her scooter, just like running a delivery in the area or something to scope it out.
Okie doke. Make some.
Yeah. Small household cat skulks about.
Okie dokie. Someone, I assume, is actually going to go to the designated meeting spot to actually meet the guy, as opposed to everyone keeping watch. That leaves Beulah, Merlin, or Aki.
I'll go to the designated meeting spot. I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Quig will be there. He's just.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
acting as a
I'm
sweep.
joking.
Done my
I'm joking.
advance.
Well, we
gave
went as the
myself
advanced
15
team. We're,
and everything and 15 edges. Is that correct, isn't it? I just give myself smarts 10. That'll do.
What did you take, really? Smarts.
Smarts
Yeah,
10.
Smarts 10, yeah.
And I put it in the advances tab so you can see it all. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I was just checking. That's absolutely fine. The other nice thing about the advances tab, it does remind you when you took your trait, your attribute advance, so you don't accidentally. One, you don't forget to do it, and more importantly, you don't accidentally do it more than once per rank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good idea actually.
Yeah, it's a nice extension. It's a nice extension. So, but being watched is what you are. A few gangers are loitering around the entrance to a convenience store on the far side of the park. A better dressed and older man, mid-20s maybe, is with them. When he sees you, he says something to them and begins walking down the path towards you. He wears Victory sportswear and walks with a bit of a flare of confidence. This must be the Johnson that your fixer, Mr. Zhang, set you up with. You cannot see any obvious weaponry. The gangers waiting back up at the store are probably just here to lend him a little more muscle if he needs it. He sits down on a bench near to you and nods for you to join him.
I'm going to sit next to him then.
Okie dokie. What I'm looking for is a nice blank template.
well, Waif is going to move her scooter in between him and the gangers and just sit astride it while he talks.
Okie dokie. I even made a portrait of him for you.
That's very good. Did you do that, did you?
Yeah, in Hero Forge. Very useful. So,
What a gib.
he introduces himself as Keith Summers. And after initial introductions, he explains to you what he wants to do. The task is simple in principle. The run is to break into a small corporate facility, a manufacturing, a research centre out on the edge of the Barrens, where basically, not that corporations have their own rules about. Corporations are all of their own legal entities, and any land and employees of them are technically not necessarily subject to the laws of the country they're in. But even then, they sometimes like to put them in sort of areas which have slightly dubious legal reputations anyway, like the Barrens. But anyway, this is an Arasaki research facility, and basically he wants you to enter into the research facility and substitute a blood sample in the medical facility research area with the one he will provide you. And he also suggests that basically any intrusion is unlikely to go permanently unnoticed. Therefore, he also will provide you a few pieces of equipment. He also suggests you damage and destroy some of the research equipment, and he will also suggests you leave behind and will provide some eco-literature against the Arasaki research facility to imply that you were a bunch of eco-terrorists that broke in and trashed the laboratory. And as I say, you're basically to swap a blood sample he'll provide with a blood sample he wants, and he'll give you the details on that upon agreement. And he's offering to pay each of you a good sum. He basically the pay works out to approximately $1,500 each. that does go on the assumption that you realise you probably need to hire a decker to come with you, so you're factoring that in at this point, especially if you can't find Twixie. And feel free to, even though you're not technically there in spirit, Mogwai, but by all means.
I've heard about it. I've heard about a new decker in town.
Mm-hmm. By all means, if there's any questions you want to ask Mogwai, I'm sure that you can channel them into the rest of the party. By all means, I don't want to prevent you from asking questions just because your character isn't there. If that makes sense. I know that sounds silly, but you know what I mean.
What's the security detail on the location?
He'll provide information that's in the sophisticated details. He cautions you that although the security is fairly light overall, just a handful of security guards, if any of the alarms are activated, then you may have a problem because they do have security drones on site. But otherwise, it's just light security. He also does say he's able to provide you with a map of he basically provides you some information and details to the site itself, and he sketches it. Well, I say sketches out. He provides some very nice high resolution scans he's acquired somewhere along the line, even complete with markings of what every building is to his knowledge. The only one he doesn't have markings for, because I've got to put it on there, is that one, and that's basically the power generators for the whole site. I'm quite proud of the glow I managed to get off those.
Yeah, we're just waiting for it to load.
Yeah.
So you don't. Is this going to be a messy job in the sense that we break in, we pretend that we're eco-terrorists, but it's okay to leave deliberate signs of entry, isn't it?
Probably on our way out, but yes.
Yeah.
So so on the way out, we just spray paint it, you know what I mean? But to make it look like a gang.
Well, I would hope that we should be able to overload some machinery, causing it to catch fire or something.
That would do. A wee fire after we left. We were safe away.
What exactly is research in this facility? Does he have any information on that?
Primarily, he doesn't. It's basically apparently they're sort of. He seems a bit cagey about it. Well, hang on. Here we go. So Secure Lab 1 is where he knows the blood samples are stored, and they're basically doing sort of genetic research. But it also doubles up as a blood testing centre. It's where our all wage slaves, as you would think of them, as he'll probably call them, trusted corporate employees, where all their blood samples are sent, and those of their families for testing on a regular basis. Secure Lab 2, he doesn't know what that's used for, and he suggests you probably he couldn't get that information, and he suggests you probably safer to avoid entering it.
Where precisely in here are we supposed to deposit this and switch out the blood sample?
Secure Lab 1.
What do the danger signs mean? Like with the airlocks, the door here, or this area here?
They'll be the ones that basically, they will be sort of, but they will trigger a passive alarm as well as an active alarm. So you wouldn't necessarily know that you've triggered an alarm. If you know what I mean, what I'm trying to say is
so late. Okay, yeah, I see.
They're the sort of the secure entrances to the secure areas, and opening those doors. Even if you've bypassed the main alarm system, they have a backup system that will trigger a passive alarm, so you wouldn't necessarily know that you've triggered the alarm, if that makes sense. And would activate the security drones as well as, even if, as it were.
I see, because we're going into
of alarms will set off the drones anyway.
Talking about going into a lab, is there any biological hazards in that lab?
Not well. That's what he's. No, it's not in Secure Lab 1. as I say, he can't get any information about Secure Lab 2, which is why, in his opinion, it's safer to not go. He doesn't need you to go in it, and therefore he's recommending you probably just avoid it. I mean, the most interesting thing you find about Secure Lab 2 is, if you notice, there's south of Secure Lab 2, and he has no idea why, there's another airlock, and there appears to be there seems to be an area with plants in it, and then what are marked as offices, which may or may not be the case, because, as I say, he can't get any more. That's the only information he could get. And also, if you notice, that area south of Secure Lab 2 isn't labelled, and he doesn't know why. And the only way
out of it is via Secure Lab 2. Yeah, that's always fun, huh?
Yeah. But likewise, as he says, you shouldn't need to access Secure Lab 2 because the blood should be stored in Secure Lab 1.
What corp did you say again? Was it Arasaki?
Arasaki, yes, largest megacorp from Japan, and probably 7th or 8th biggest in the world. Definitely the biggest around here in Big City as well. But this facility's out in the Barrens. It's almost sort of it's probably actually owned. If you actually start doing the investigation into it, you'll probably find that it's owned by some subsidiary of Arasaki to give themselves distancing and all that, legalese mumbo jumbo if anything happens. Which also means the security response times from Arasaki, proper response, might not actually occur. So you only probably have to deal with the on-team staff. But obviously that's something that that probably means you're going to. That's something you can do more research on. So, is there any? The only other thing he does seem to stress is there is a time factor, because there's only a matter of time before the blood sample he wants replaced will be analysed, and that's basically what he wants to swap the blood before that happens.
So how much time do we have?
The plot thickens.
5 days.
Plot thickens, did you say?
The plot.
Have you given us any kind of access? Or blood? I was just thinking the blood clot.
I know. It was good. I will actually give you a Betty for it. I do think it was worth one. I was just...
Has he given any access at all? No.
No. He had to pay quite a bit of money to get hold of these plans for you. He's only visited the sites a couple of times, and obviously he has never been in the Secure Lab areas. When he's been there in the past, he's been in the open concept offices area. But he was able to get hold of the plans that you see before you.
What the cunning plan, didn't we? Do we go in by day or do we go in by night, and do these little rivers around the side lead indoors somewhere to the atrium, maybe? The little pools of water I'd have underground.
Yeah. Ironically, the map thinks you're coming in by night. But you can come in, of course, by day. But of course, the difference is during the office. That's a good point, though. It is probably advisable to go by night, because during the day, both the labs and the offices will be in use. But it's a sort of 9 to 5 lab, as it were, out of hours. It's closed up, and only security are on site, usually manning the security office.
Now, looking at this on there at the back, closest to the labs, there's an area designated secure load-in. Are there entrances from that side?
Looking at it, you come in through the rear gate and go round down to secure loading. Yeah.
Because that means we're in the building less time. If we come in closer to that, we don't have to get all through the building and any odd security things.
Yeah, I wouldn't approach it through the parking lot. I would come around the side. If you can go over the fence and then just go in through that side door. But so you have to get a hacker to open the door and disable the camera. Well,
Maybe
I
we
wouldn't
can
be
go-
too.
maybe we can swim in.
Okay, so the entire perimeter is surrounded by a 15-foot high electrified chain link fence, apparently. The main gate, which is down to the south, is an enormous vertically sliding fence panel mounted on rails embedded in the floor. So obviously, you know what I mean. It slides down into the ground, and obviously you can come up to block the entrance, which does become electrified when shut, as the rest of the outer fence. The same would, and a separate pedestrian gate to the east side of the main gate exists. It's not actually shown on the map here because I gave up trying to modify this map more than just making the paratransformers. I tried for ages trying to get a chain link fence gap and get a door in there, but I gave up in the end. So there is a door to the side of it down at the south entrance, but that apparently is not electrified. But he suspects it will be alarmed, and obviously there will be security cameras on it. Also, though, glancing over at Quaig as he's sweeping, goes, and your friend may find it difficult to get through that door. The rear gate. So the same with the rear gate. Again, there is basically electrified and descends into the ground. The other information is the power transformers, which I basically buggered up the formatting on when I typed this the other day. But basically, that provides power to the whole site. And in theory, turning that off should basically power down the facilities. However, it is most likely there is backup power for the labs and other facilities, but he couldn't find any information on that. And that's pretty much all he's able to tell you, really.
Do they have a cleaning service, or do the janitors work later than the people in the offices?
He doesn't know that, but I'm sure that's something you can find out.
Might be able to get me in there under that guy's.
Does he
I only have
have?
a few days, but
Does he have an employee list or something?
Again, no, he doesn't actually work at this facility, so all he was able to get was that, and it took him a lot of time and effort to get the map, was this. He doesn't have access to an employee list, but again, he assumes that a good running team should be able to get hold of that information.
Yeah, but what about us? You said a good running team.
Well, he obviously assumes he's hiring a good running team, doesn't he? So, unless you have any further questions, he basically gives you the means to contact him so he can, and a drop-off point where he can leave the blood and the eco-literature if you need it, and then obviously also contact details to contact him when the job is done. Unless there's any further questions, he'll nod and walk off. Back up towards the convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first order of business for you guys is if Twixty's not around, you're going to have to find another operator or decker, depending on your parlance. And I think Aki said he knew someone.
And
But he's gone quiet.
oh no, sorry.
That's okay. By all means, go for it, Beulah.
Oh no, I just was so Twixty's still working for us, but just isn't on site. So we need to take care of finding someone else to accommodate that role for right now. Is that accurate?
Twixty's vanished. You don't know where he is. Yes.
Uh-huh.
That could be a problem that comes back and bites you later. It might not be an issue.
Do we have? Is anybody else? I don't know the skills of everyone quite set, but I mean, Beulah would go and try and arrange transportation, and is wondering if the drones that are now working would be helpful to do some recon. He assumes they would, but we need to start hacking first, I would think.
Yeah, you need someone to start getting you as much information as you can on the system. So realistic, and once you get there, if there's electronic systems to overcome or anything like that, you will want someone who can hack in. So you do want to get hold of an operator, to use the non-Shadowland parlance. And with Twixty, in the wind, as it were, that is a role you will. As I say, you can just hire someone for this mission, and if they prove to be good, at the end of the day, obviously, that's how the characters feel. Obviously, long term, you've got to, from a convenient state, the state is you've got to end up taking Mogwai with you, but that's by the by. I'm just trying to role play you hiring him. But I think Aki said he knew someone earlier. He said he knew someone, but he hasn't. He seems to have gone quiet now. But I'm still going to.
Yeah. So we're going to meet Mogwai and this guy called Mogwai at the ramen bar. Yeah, just hopefully we can hire him.
That sounds okay. As long as everyone else agrees to that. Obviously, if any of you,
right.
Yeah.
If any of you want to start equipping yourselves on your, so for yourselves, and in your case, Beulah's, that was possibly, as you said, going to sort out some drones and stuff. By all means, do that as well. But we'll let Mogwai introduce himself when you meet him at the ramen bar. So we're at the ramen bar.
Like right now?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. Yeah, fellas, name's Mogwai, as you probably heard of me. I'm one of the local jackhats, and you might have seen me running with some local gangs. I used to be kind of a big shot back in the day. Mogwai opens his fingertip compartment and puts a line of little powder on the table in front of him. Well, anyways, what was I say? Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get along just fine.
Did you say local jackass?
Jackhat, I think he said.
Yeah, jackhat.
Oh no, then Waif will go with jackass.
Call me what you want, waifu.
Oh God. Are you going for the shortest living character yet?
I might as well.
Everyone else backs away as you say that, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Mogwai basically.
I was the one who sold him the powder.
And Waif sits there and starts just whistling.
Aye, Pow Pow's just staring at his immortal soul.
Oh, you're going to stare at his immortal soul, are you? Oh.
Oh, aye. That's what I do. I mean, I'm going to read his aura.
Go for it.
Mogwai does have a bit of a name to himself. He claims to be touched by the machine god, as he calls it. Basically, at some point, he got his brain fried in a very bad manner.
Touched by something, clearly.
It's a cult. It's a cult to study someone's aura, not spellcasting.
Oh, right, okay, really fitted it then.
And at first, he didn't believe in it himself, but then, well, suddenly messages started appearing on his comm, and he couldn't make out where they came from, and now he tries to find the source of it. Which may or may not give our dear GM a nice idea for some hooks.
No problem. I wish I'd heard that, but I'll watch the playback later. No worries. Oh, damn it, Twix. Yes.
That's actually probably. I probably can see Zora, but he's snorting stuff. I don't know. He keeps changing.
Exactly. Yes. Something I just remembered actually, which is annoying because it was to do with Twixty rather than Mogwai. But anyway, Mogwai anyway. Oh yeah, by the way, he's Mogwai now. Gizmo. But we'll worry about that later. Mogwai will have to find it because Twixty's not here to check up on the bug. So, okay, you brief him. I'm assuming that basically, given the tight schedules and everything else, and the fact that Aki's vouching for this guy, we'll assume that for now you decide he's better than nothing, and you'll take him on and give him a trial run. You fill him in on the back information. So all you guys need to do really is do any researching, investigations you want to about the facility or anything. Try and find out any background information you want, anything else, and also sort of sort out how you want to load up. As I say, if you want to individually load up and keep your equipment from last time, feel free to do so. Obviously. Nothing to stop you rebuying your same equipment. Don't forget you've all got one extra logistic point now.
Me too.
Technically not, but I'll advance you before the others get an advance. So it'll only be 1 week, mate. One adventure. And anyway, you're rich. I wouldn't worry about it. And then obviously, and then when you guys are ready, you can collect the sample and decide when you want to head in. So to be honest, at the moment, you guys get to drive what happens next until you're ready to go for to make the run. So over to you guys.
Well, so I assume we need a van of some sort.
Yes, I think Mogwai would. Well, you can hear the spirit of Twixty insisting you need a decent van. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Basically, the way I see it, we've got two possibilities. We can either try to get in silently and set off the Big Bang when we leave, or we do it the other way around. There's an employee ratio. I would say we should be able to maybe get a few decent picks, see if we can get a lock on someone and make them call in sick, use their credentials to get in. That would be a more silent approach. Or we could come in, we could fake a delivery or something, come in the rear, move our vehicle to the secured load-in, and then very quickly, following one after another, have some kind of trouble brewing here, shut down the power, go in, make the exchange, get ready to blow a few fuses and leave.
Is there a way to disable the electrification in the fence?
It sounds like you're wanting to go in during the day, and this sounds more like a night job in my mind.
No,
Yeah, I'm more for
I'm all for going in at night.
So have you got a way where you could disable the electricity to the fence?
Well, I would assume that once we strike here, electricity on the fence is gone. Meaning one person got to go over or through the fence beforehand.
So the most logical thing to do with that would be on the main entrance on the south side. You do have the pedestrian entrance that is just to the east of the electrified gate. Obviously someone will probably need to reconnoitre the place and stuff like that. So if you can get through that gate, that will get you through the fence without worrying about electrocution, and then all of you can get through there, with the possible exception of Query. Trolls won't fit through it, apparently. It's made for. up to orcs in size. But then you can get a team to the generator, shut off the power, which will shut down most of the security systems and everything else. The guards may then know something's going on, but that's slightly different. Maybe they won't necessarily know that it's sabotage, depending how you take out the generators. And then obviously you can get through the fence. But obviously, likewise, there would be ways to isolate the power off from a section of the fence so you can get through it. But obviously, if there's someone patrolling, they may notice a big hole in the fence.
And we've got 5 days. We've got 5 days till we must have gotten it done. So plenty of time to look at the employee page, you get a face, get some credentials from someone, and use that to get in silently.
What are the odds that whoever does the hacking around here could get to the main power plant and create a generalized power failure for the entire area?
The power plant powers the facility.
Oh, separately.
It's on its own power. Yeah. I'm still quite proud of the power plant glow. It took me ages to get that effect.
Real off topic, cyberware wise, do I get any extra points with an advancement to get cyberware or no?
You've already taken. Actually, it doesn't show any edges on your character sheet. Oh yeah. By the way, the bugs come back every time I get. But I don't know why. Every time I get bennies now, you're going to get bug errors. You're going to get console errors. So I can't remember. Did you send me a link to your character sheet for Beulah on Savage US?
I did.
Let's have a look. There you are. Beulah. Oh no, I've only got the one where it's the link is the PDF link is broken. So what edges did you take? I can't see your character. They're not.
What edges do I have? I have chromed and implanted.
So then you chromed and implanted. Implanted is free, but
chromed is free. Oh no, implanted is free. Sorry.
Yeah, and then chromed isn't free, but that gave you the 2 points. So then it becomes man and machine. Yeah, you not until seasoned, but not until it gets interesting. You can take any edge you like, yeah, and the trapping of it is it's cyberware. That's the whole point of Sprawlrunners. It's slightly different to the normal stuff. So you can take absolutely any edge, and then if you want to make it because you've got the edge because you've had more cyberware installed, that's what it is. But if you actually want to take cyberware itself, you can't do that till you reach seasoned, and then you can take the man and machine edge. Which will give you another 2 implant points. But like I said earlier, if you wanted to take fleet-footed to run faster, well, you've obviously had implants put into your legs.
No worries, I got it. Okay, so I'll just change stuff out then. That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, Sprawlrunners has no strain or anything like that because I quite like the way he's done it. He's just basically said, well, Savage Worlds has already got the mechanisms to let you take this stuff, and he just made it part of your taking edges rather than buying stuff, which is why there's no money and everything else. Quite like it. Makes things a lot more straightforward. So, anyway, back to the plan. Theoretically, as Queeg, you probably could get Queeg in as a cleaner if they, if you can get through the selection process and everything else. That would get a man on site and solve the problem how you get him inside. But that's up to you. One way to try. So, what's your plans?
We could, of course, just go multifaceted and do it all. Like getting Quick in as a cleaner, get the rest of the team in with the credentials we took off from an actual employee.
But I mean, see if you could isolate part of the fence. Would it not just be better just to go in at night? And if you can bust open that side door, it's only round. I mean, it's literally only round the corner to the secure lab.
Yeah, I think we're putting too much prep into this since we don't know how long we have trying to get job interviews and employees and so forth. I think we need to just make the run. We need to just go in and blow stuff up, throw pamphlets around, and do this. This is
Once
what
the
could
blood
possibly
gets
go wrong was running blindly into a secured location.
paranoia. That's the funny thing is, once the blood gets examined and uploaded, it's too late.
Yeah, I'm not saying run blindly into it. That's why we have the map. We know where we're going. We know what we need to do. We need to just go in and do it, though. All of this trying to sneak somebody in and so forth, that's just going to waste time, and it's going to blow the job. It really is just going to blow the job. We need to just go.
5 days.
And blow things up.
We've got 5 days for this job.
Technically
There's
4
a
because this is the
reason.
first day.
Okay, so that's 4 days we've got for the job. There's a reason for that.
Well, you can spend a day doing some research on whatever you do, or the internet, whatever you do. But I could ask about the street if anybody knows stuff.
Well, and it's possible they use a cleaning service, and you could just knock out one of the cleaning services people and take his place.
Who's ever going to clean? Yeah. As long as you got credentials that match and a uniform that match. But that's probably more than Quig would really understand.
Yeah, if they don't match, I can make them match.
See, could you pop that security door? See if somebody put a transmitter on the door. Could you pop it remotely?
Me?
Yes.
Well, probably.
Because I could jump the fence easy peasy.
The electrified fence?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I should be able to remote control some aspects of the facility, at least partially. Well, I think I want to give it a try. I want to see the thing in the Matrix. I'm going to jack in and move to the virtual location and see how approachable it is. Is it completely separated from the grid, or are there any chances to get in?
Right, well, that will be again, obviously, first things first, you obviously will be searching public records to see if you can find any public nodes or anything like that, and you don't find any. So next you're going to have to do is try and find a hidden access node.
That would be research, right?
It would be research, yes.
Beautiful.
You conduct a fairly thorough research and you don't find a way in.
Wait, where is my +2 from investigator? I'm missing a modifier.
It's a manual job because it's obviously a +2. We're to research through desks and important pages. It's because investigator is. I remember reading this. It is an automatic because apparently there are times when you can roll research but not get the bonus. I can't remember what the times are, but there are times. So yeah, but you got a 7, so don't worry about it.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks like this is it looks like this whole site doesn't have any online nodes. If there are nodes, they're probably on their own isolated network, and you'll need to get on site to get into the system. I'm afraid.
Can I find out if this water outside leads inside?
You can. Yeah, you can assist. Yeah, you can certainly just try going down to. You can try doing some online searches along those lines, and Mogwai can do the same thing as well to see if he can find anything on in the Matrix, because he's jacked in. I don't believe you've got a. You'd just be doing it the old-fashioned way with a keyboard and a screen, wouldn't you?
What have I got? What's the Matrix thing? What do I need for that?
Oh, actually, no. You have a jack, so you can jack in. So it's just
Yeah, I've got a
research.
jack, so I can do that. Yeah.
It's research. You don't have research.
I don't have.
Oh, you do. I couldn't see it on your character sheet. I apologise.
I don't have research now. This is hiding somewhere, but yeah, I can give him. He's in the Matrix. I can't help him. I can put my hand in his heart and make it restart, can't I? Like Morpheus does.
Well, actually, I think that's going to be quite interesting. What actually happens? Okay, you start heading off down the rabbit hole. You really think you found something good here, and unfortunately, and then basically you start heading into some Arasaki systems and everything else, and you start pulling up specs for everything, and then suddenly, when you just think you're getting somewhere where you think it might be useful. Basically everything around you starts flashing red, the alarms go off left, right and centre, and as you're looking into this virtual library and you're shifting through data cubes, as it were, in every direction you see coming towards you are samurai soldiers, and then the next second you're dumped out of the grid. I need a vigor check at -2, please.
Yeah. Gonna have to take some -2 manually. I want to Benny that one.
Okay. Yeah, we've definitely got the every time
just,
someone spends a Benny console row. Okay, so you suffer dump shock as you get booted out the system, I'm afraid.
That's 1 point of fatigue.
It is indeed.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's very painful. You're lucky. It's when I say booted out the system, I'm going to actually slightly retcon it as in you had no choice. You had to boot yourself out the system before the multiple black ices hit you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw up all over the bar. And
easy, Tiger. What's going up?
fall over and pass out on the floor.
Okie doke. Yeah.
Put the broom down and go get the mop.
And Wake's just gonna move away.
Oh, I hate it when we get it's really strange, this Benny bug. It just happens at a random time and it won't go away till I restart Fantasy Grounds. But anyway, that's by the by.
He failed to do his big massive update, that's all.
Yeah, it will come. He's
Yeah,
back.
of course it will. Yeah.
He's back and he's with
We've
us
got
again.
a lot of stuff to look at, hasn't he?
Yeah, they broke. They. No, I won't say they broke. They tweaked us a lot of things, and I think we're lucky that it's working as well as it was. So I'm afraid Mogwai's sort of out of it for the rest of today. I think, by the sound of things.
I like what he did, but with this unskilled research, could spend a penny if it's crap roll, can't I?
Yeah, you could certainly give it an attempt.
Well, because I want to find out if there's a way of through these water things of getting inside the building. You know what I mean? They might have.
Let's see how well you research. You're not put off by the fact that Mogwai just tried to find this information and is now basically unconscious in his own pile of vomit.
No, I'm not. As long as I don't roll a 1, I'm all right, aren't I? Roll a 10. There you go.
Fucking kidding me, right?
Obviously, quite a few people have been buying your drugs. Yeah,
Dice really hate you.
A few people have been buying his drugs, and somebody might be offering information for an extra hit.
Maybe. So, no, as far as you can tell, there doesn't appear to be. They appear to be man-made ponds.
Yeah, so there would be vent, some kind of drainage, wouldn't there?
Yeah, but they're just full tracing
Training
systems.
goes into that atrium in the middle, maybe. I don't know.
No, they're all man-made and they're all self-sustaining. You find the contractor designs and notes for the gardening company that made them originally, and they're all self-sustaining, self-cleaning ponds.
Modern technology, eh? Oh.
Yeah.
So, anything else I can find out while I'm in here?
Not really, because that's all you were looking for at the time.
Not what I'm looking for. I can try and do what he did, and hopefully I don't roll a one and get my.
I was trying to find out what you were finding out. So he
finding out the same thing as me. Okay.
Yeah, but he was trying to he went into the Arasaki systems, whereas you just basically decided to go the other way and find the building contractor's plans. That's how I'm going to read that one. So no, you don't think the water is a way in or out? They look like self-contained.
I'm just a naturally good hacker, and I didn't even know it. Eh?
Well, indeed. So what's your plan? I'm just waiting on you guys because nothing happens until you say you're going in. So it's all up to you. Unfortunately, this is how it works.
We've been spending most of the time training with Master Chang because her job is primarily lookout, intercepting any interruptions, and driving when needed.
Indeed. That's absolutely.
Boole wonders if there's anything else on the shopping list that he needs to go out and get while he's gone and procured a van.
Are you getting yourself any drones? Can you afford any drones? Vehicles. Sprawlrunners. Why do I put the drones? Drones are separate, aren't they? Sprawlrunners, drones. So you've got your surveillance drones, you've got your reconnaissance drones, you've got your hunter drones. I can't remember how much they cost. That's because they're NPCs rather than vehicles. That's the interesting thing about this system. Drones.
Looks like the Hunter's 4.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. You buy them in as equipment, but then they're statted as NPCs, aren't they? That would make sense. Yeah. So basically, yeah. So a hunter drone will cost. Yeah. So it's 2 LP for a surveillance drone, 3 for a reconnaissance, 4 for a hunter, and 5 for an attack. And a vehicle. An SUV/van is 7. So potentially speaking, you could buy you've without any pooling any logistic points.
I could pull the recon drone right now.
Yeah. Well, you could actually, with your 11 logistic points, you can get an SUV van and a hunter drone if you wanted to. But that would be
I would think the recon drone would be more useful because it can kind of do the same thing a surveillance drone can do, but it can get us some information.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're attacking, right? I mean, we're more doing the spy. I don't, So
well, at the end of the day, a hunter drone may be equipped with a weapon, but obviously you do have to buy the weapon separately, as it were. So a recon drone will probably do you some good, and then you can still give yourself you can still give yourself a weapon, as it were, or you could literally go down to the surveillance drone, which is smaller, I believe. Yeah, a surveillance drone's the size of a fist, but very agile, whereas a recon drone is about the size of a cat or a small dog, but they're a bit more easily noticed, but they're sturdier, so if they run into trouble. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, maybe the surveillance drone is the one that we want because we want to be, we're not really going into battle here. We're more trying to.
Yeah. So surveillance drone and an SUV will cost you 9 logistic points, leaving you with 2 logistic points to equip yourself with. What about the rest?
How much is a shot?
A shotgun. Combat shotgun costs 4. You can get
But
a
I have
pistol.
11, right?
You got 11 total without. Don't forget, as a group you can pull. So from your perspective, you can afford a pocket pistol on your own, a medium pistol, a pocket pistol, a crossbow, or a modern bow. As far as I can tell.
I'll take care of that. You got it. Sorry to bother folks.
No, that's absolutely fine. No, that's the whole point. The whole point is you guys are meant to discuss equipment loadouts for every mission. That's the whole idea of logistic points. The idea is you're meant to plan and then go and do the job. It's meant to be lots of interaction between players and enjoyment, and off you go.
Aye, Pow Pow's points normally go into medical supplies because he tends to be the combat medic. Bear in mind that gritty damage is on, so if anybody gets wounded, it's going to really hurt.
Heavy weapon gritty damage. I'm only using riffs, not full blown gritty damage.
Oh,
Just to let you know.
yeah. Well, I thought having somebody who can scrape up the pieces was very handy.
Oh, yeah.
He can heal though, but just in case. I mean, he's got things like some stimulators patches on them, stuff like that.
That's fine.
Yeah, as far as electric fence, but when I was talking about jumping the fence, I wasn't so much jumping over it. What I was going to do was actually going to crawl under it.
Well, you can dig under it, I suppose. It depends how far they dug it down.
I was going to astral walk straight through it.
Yeah.
Double backflip and land on the floor with a pirouette.
To be honest, Pow Pow can literally just walk through the fence as if it isn't there.
I'm a bit squeamish about dragging the whole party through, though. That's just...
We just send him to do the whole job for us, isn't it? We could keep dogs.
But what I'm saying is that you can put a man through the fence to get, but really what you want to do is try to switch the fence off. But you're going to need a hacker to pop the door and put the camera off, and then it's just that we literally just have to get around the corner.
Well, I can do some hacking, but I think the other guy is probably better at it than me. But we can still do some hacking.
So,
Main skills are hacking.
Yeah.
And shotguns.
Okay, yeah. Bueller heads out to do some reconnoitering with his drone around the facility. So, as I say, the entire perimeter of the fence is surrounded by a 15-foot high chain-linked fence. There are red rectangular warning signs placed every 50 feet. And these red warning signs bear an animated lightning bolt icon striking a person that falls as they're falling to the ground. And they're actually animated, these rectangular ones, so you actually have the lightning bolt hit the guy and he falls over, and then it obviously starts all over again. In smaller old-fashioned lettering underneath, it flickers up: notification of lethal countermeasures beyond this point. Extra National Territory Act 2036 applies. Trespassers are not protected. That should say US law. I mistyped it. Are not protected by US law.
Okay.
You also don't want to get. Obviously, you're doing this, I'm assuming, from a distance because surveillance drones can zoom in because you don't want to get too close. The last thing you want to do is do that. What you do notice is that basically it's pretty much the map you've got is fairly accurate. Obviously, you can't get the inside plans, but what you see does tie up. During the day, the place does seem quite busy. The car park is full, and there seems to be constant stream of people going in and out, which does lead you to think that getting in at night might be better from a sort of just if you're trying to go in quiet, but if you're trying to do it in the day may prove tricky. But you do see the security obviously later on in the day. You do see that a security guard every so often does seem to do a perimeter sweep of the building. He comes out of either the main entrance or the actually no, he won't come out the warehouse entrance. He will come out of the main entrance. He will wander around the front area of the parking. He doesn't seem to do much of the sides and back, and there do seem to be cameras covering those entrances, and he goes back. He seems to do that once. They seem to do that once an hour, and even from here, your thermal imaging can pick up the heat being generated from the power plants behind the fence. And but everything else seems to imply that it is a quite remote site and out of the way. And only once during the day do you see that it looks like the security guards are testing out one of the security drones. It seems to be it's a what? Well, I forgot what it looks like. Hang on. No, it's a security drone. It does appear to be a I haven't got the details. It basically, well, actually, I've got an image though. So let's get rid of Mr. Summers rather than put a security drone in its place.
Is that Mr. Sanders? I thought we were going to buy fried
Summers.
chicken here for a second.
Mr. Summers. Oops, I just rotated the drone by mistake. Oh, come on. Why am it's not letting me share the image? It's only letting me. It's only letting me. Right, did that share it? There we go. They seem to be testing one of the security drones during the day, and someone's zooming it in. So yeah, as you see, it seems to be a four-legged thing with a gun turret on the top of it. Oh my god, what's going on here? Stop touching
the
my
wrong
bloody
button.
drone!
Yeah, use the middle mouse button to move around.
So yeah, they seem to be just. Oh, it looks like they're running it through its test paces. Interesting. It looks like it's on wheels. It's on legs, but it seems to have wheels as well. It looks. You get the impression.
It does its pursuit and chases you.
Exactly. It looks like they're possibly trying out the new model, but basically after a while they seem to pull it back into. You see it go back into the secure loading area, and you don't know where it goes after that. But other than that, all you can see, it appears that all you can see is there appears to be a grand total of about 8 guards. They all appear to be they're all rather nattily dressed, in security uniforms. Look quite good. And
Stormtrooper black.
no, actually not. Actually, there's that image.
How wide is that drone? That one the green one. Is it an indoor drone or outdoors only?
You reckon it will go? It could probably go anywhere.
Tell you what, right? See if somebody could hack the doors. Apart from opening the side doors, right? You can seal the airlocks, the rest of the airlocks of the building, take them offline. Because if we go into that space between the two labs, if the airlocks on the other side don't work, nobody can get in, and they can only breach their own labs.
There you are. There's your security guard.
Lovely.
That one happens to be, but they aren't necessarily all orcs. It depends on the. But yeah, he's in the standard. Yeah, it's.
They've all got lightsabers, have they?
It's just a torch.
Yeah.
So yeah. How many did I say you saw? I can't remember. Hang on. 5. Yeah. Basically, that's the security guard. But the captain appears to be an orc. But yeah, there seems to be 6 security guards in total. Is the most you've seen at any one time. It looks like the maps and the information you were given by Keith Summers is accurate.
Mr. Not Johnson.
Yes, Mr. Not Johnson. Right. What's your plans, if any? Have you got your equipment? Have you sorted out your equipment? Have you sorted out your way in? Have you decided what you're doing? Please. The silence is doing me in.
I'll go with whatever the guys. I'm lookout driver if they need it, And I always use the same weapons because those are the things that Master Shang trained me in.
Mm-hmm.
And Quig is even less involved because you don't want him thinking of plan.
Merlin is having difficulty with reality, so him planning would be a bad move.
Right, I'll move it up a day so Mogwai will have recovered by then.
Yeah, I think you hit some. I think you hit a honey trap there. That was too good. You obviously found something that was too good to ignore, and it was a trap.
So, when are you going in tonight? Then are you? What's the plan?
Sooner done, sooner we get paid.
I reckon so.
Okay, so you basically make the agreed contact, and Mr. Summers leaves the blood sample at the drop-off point, and it's literally just a vial of blood in a test tube, stored inside a container to keep it at the required temperature and everything else. It seems unremarkable in every shape or way that you can't see.
Yeah, I think the plan is if we can temporarily take out the fence, get everybody in, and then hack the side door open, and at the same time, if the hacker could stay in and lock the security lock on the other side of the other airlocks, and then we only have to get into the lab. If the alarm goes off, the people in the security offices physically have to run around the whole building because they can't open the airlocks to the outside, and that will buy us time. And then all we do is switch the blood sample, do a quick spray painting, and then set it, go out. Fire goes off later, and people think it's eco-terrorists. And we're away.
What is the name of this eco-terrorist group? Or does it really matter? Basically, what I want to do is I want to get a couple cans of spray paint in their appropriate colors so that we can tag some of the walls and so forth while we're in here as well.
Well,
Again, pink fluffy unicorns.
I don't know. I mean, what is the name of the eco-terrorist group?
Terrafest.
Not PFU.
Well, it's an eco-terrorist group, so no worries. I know you got to go. I say, but I don't have a name potentially. I was just going to leave it generic, but there's no reason if you guys want to come up with one. It doesn't mean you're going to run into them in the future.
Greenpeace. That'll do with it.
Well,
Greenpeace.
Green War instead of Greenpeace.
Well, if you want to go that route, but I'm thinking, there's a part of me that thinks that it's more fun to sort of go more non-real world, but there's no reason not to if you want to.
Donald Trump.
No,
Donald Trump
he's
as a name for an eco-terror group. Okay.
I'm thinking Donald Trump was in the description for this world, so
yeah,
no,
but that's
was
only because he was re-elected in 2024. Is that?
so because he got re-elected. Greenpeace, everything they did got ruined, and they turned into a terrorist group.
They probably renamed themselves, but yeah.
Green War.
Green War. Yeah, no, it's only because I mean, yeah. Let's face it, big city's not very popular with people, given the fact that it was built on what used to be deemed protected land, as it were. It was a area of outstanding natural beauty before the laws were passed to allow the building of it by the big corporation.
We can get through the fence, and then we set if while we're hacking it, maybe we could find a way of setting the alarm off on the other side of the building, so they go in the opposite direction to us if they do go anywhere. That'd be an option, wouldn't it?
It would indeed. I'm just giving you a bit more area you can run around in to make trouble. There we go. That'll do. There we go. The only downside is when you do a zoom to fit now, it does the outside as well, but at least I can zoom out a bit and have some ground that isn't plain white. So, you're going in tonight. Is there any other prep work or equip? Oh, terror-free, I like it. Thank you very much. Terror-free it is. I'll add that to the, I shall add that to the law as we speak. Organisations. Login. Thank you. Right, terror-free. I'll write them up later. See, I can do the stuff, but I'm terrible when it comes to the names. So, righty ho. So we'll have an interesting montage where you got Bueller sort of driving you up there. He's going to stay outside with the recon drone and just fly support, it would appear, until possibly next week. The rest of you are ready to roll up. So what's
They're in a van that we borrowed. Again, Waif would follow on her scooter or get ahead of them on her scooter. I mean, it's not like she can't find her way.
Yeah. So I need to remove. No, I won't remove Bueller from there.
Even Rocky had the montage.
Okay, so I'm going to just put you guys a bit on to the south, just off the map there. I'm going to delete Bueller off the combat tracker. Interesting, didn't delete his token. And the rest of you, I'm just going to put down there. No problem. So, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mogwai.
Who's missing? Yeah, Mogwai's missing from the combat tracker. Thank you. I got very confused there. So the 6 of you, or you don't actually have to be there. It's just where I've put you, as it were. You're at some point outside the compound.
So what is the actual plan now?
Get inside, turn the power off.
Well, I thought what I proposed was if somebody could bypass the fence, right, so we could actually cut it. And then if the hacking wise, I would like the side door open, but I would like the other airlocks in the building disabled.
Sorry, I forgot to give you the information about the gate when obviously the recon was flying over. So the the actual main gate, the side gate. Bueller did get a good look at that with the reconnaissance drone. The side gate has a maglock and a separate security camera that only views the gate and the area around it. So the gate is mechanical, being maglock, it's mechanical in nature, but also means it's probably not linked up to any internal systems. There is also a key. There's no key card number or anything like that. It looks like it's a maglock, but it's a number pad maglock. So if you enter, obviously employees would know the code to enter and it would unlock automatically. Likewise, someone can. So from what you know, therefore, is the maglock's a lock, a keypad lock. You can also see there is an intercom, which you suspect goes back to the security office, so they can probably remotely open the gate. From what you know of the model, therefore, tricking the maglock into opening will probably not trigger an alarm, but there possibly will be a log if anyone should later check for it. To get past the maglock, you'll physically need to make a repair check to literally get inside the casing, and then a thievery check to bypass the number pad. Or if you guys, and this obviously you can get what I'm telling you this because you possibly would have secured one. Likewise, you could get a sequencer device that you could just attach once you've got inside, and that will sit there and basically eventually get the lock open, but that will take time. And then obviously to reassemble the maglock again so it's not noticed would be another repair check to put it back together.
But we don't need to do that. We don't
bypassing the maglock wirelessly is difficult but can be done. If all you need would be the hook, the hacker would actually need to get into one of the nodes on the system and then access the site's security node. And therefore he can then, once he's inside the security systems, he can then obviously do stuff. But obviously what you realise is you probably just need to be very close by to find if there's any Wi-Fi access now. They may well have their own, it just wasn't connected to the matrix. So actually,
so I was going to say, Pow Pow could phase shift through the fence, walk in to a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot next to the door.
I'm just going to... The door is... hang on. I'll see if I can just find an asset in here and that will just do for the door. I'll just put it on the map and be done with it. But it is literally just to the east of the main door, the other side of the tree. It's all gone very quiet. It does worry me. Discord's too quiet sometimes. Makes me think I'm more talking to myself.
Well, you are, but we love you anyhow.
Who's he talking?
So there you go. That I thought I'd put it in stamp mode. There's the door. I have now put an official door in the fence. In fact, just why not? Because I'm just having fun now. I can even put a welcome mat down for you guys. I'm not going to, but anyway. I love that. There's someone's made welcome mats that say "Here be dragons." Anyway, I won't do that. I certainly won't put down a welcome one because there's interesting things that happen there. So, it's quiet, it's dark, and you're all standing around outside.
Okay, let's get to it, huh? Say.
Okay, man, let's get to it.
Quig will follow Popo.
And I'll start with the repairing.
And the best guess... the only
That was good.
Hang on. Why is it doing that? I thought toggle snap to grids on all of a sudden. No wonder I'm having fun and games.
I can help you with the repairs, you know.
At your best guess, that is the camera range for the door.
Meaning I'm outside it. That is a pretty interesting camera that looks at nothing at the door.
It's a camera just for the door. It literally looks at the door. So if you want to physically walk up and fiddle with the lock, you will be in the camera while you do it.
So we have to hack the camera first.
Or disable the camera, yes.
Okay, in that case, I, of course, do not walk.
No, I
straight
appreciate.
up there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yes, that's a dedicated camera for the door. There's probably another one for the main gate as well. As what I'm trying to say is, yeah.
In that case, I want to walk behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I presume it's not turning round.
No,
just
it's a fixed point.
fixed.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And I want to hack the camera and give it a loop where it just loops about 1 or 2 minutes again and again and again of footage where nobody else is.
Okay,
seen.
I will take your repair check you've already used unless you want to re-roll that. Yeah, spend a penny to re-roll your 5.
Oh no,
I can assist you if you want.
You can assist if you want, yeah.
What we're doing hacking.
repair.
Yay!
Yep, no problem at all. Between the two of you, you're able to basically access the camera and set up a endless loop. So the camera just shows the empty doorway. So for all intents and purposes, you have disabled the camera.
Nice.
Yeah, we can get up and start dancing in front of it.
Then I walk up to the door and start hacking to the door.
We're all keeping a lookout, aren't we?
No.
I'm going to
someone else
summon
do the
up.
thievery roll.
I'm afraid you don't get inside the case on a 4.
Really?
It's quite secure, that case.
Do you want to hack? Do you want me to assist?
Could use an assist.
Okay, yep, you
I'm a lucky
successfully...
bastard,
with the two of you again working on the maglock case, you get the case open. It's a very... Unfortunately, when you look inside, it's a very good lock. It's going to be possibly quite tricky for whoever's got the thievery to pick it, but you can certainly try picking it. Likewise, though, what you do notice is that this does appear to be connected back to the local system, as it were, and therefore you reckon if you could potentially. Mogwai, you reckon you could, if you get into the security, so if you can access the site, then find the site's security node, get into the security node, you can then locate the maglock signal, intercept an unlocked signal from the security office and spoof that to open the maglock. Apparently. Let me do my research. Or whoever's got thievery can make a thievery check.
I haven't got thievery.
I thought someone did.
Blake does have thievery.
Yeah, someone's got it, yeah.
Right, this button.
Much better than Quigwood. Too big of fingers for this.
Too big of fingers. Yeah. Basically, you are unable to trigger the sequence to unlock the maglock. Either of you. Fortunately, neither of you think you triggered an alarm, but you are unable to pick the lock, as it were.
Is there any other way of picking the lock? Is it, or have we got to hack into it and try and go into?
Well, you could either try it electronically, or you can spend bennies and try re-picking the lock. Or at the end of the day, if you want to be less subtle, then somewhat you can, with the right tools, you could probably cut through the lock. Well, you drill the lock out and open the door, basically.
Oh, you can smash the lock. We're going to tag the police later on anyway.
It's just they were trying to get in quietly, weren't they?
Yeah. What about electronic? Would it be to hack it or a hacking check?
Well, like I said, you'll need a deck and everything else, and then you will have to find the access node, get into that. From the access node, you get into the security node. From the security node, you can find the lock, and from there, you can.
But the place to log in isn't out here, is it? So.
No, but now you're this close. If there's a system, the site's probably got its own Wi-Fi, so from here, Mogwai could probably get in. Just because I said it wasn't connected to the Matrix doesn't mean it has its own network now you're in the vicinity.
Cool. Then I want to try that.
He hasn't looked for it yet. Research to see if you can find the access node. I will hold you at 6 in check, though. Whoa, no problems at all. Yep, you basically... are able to locate the security node. It is on a separate system, even though it's a hidden system, and basically, yep, no problem at all. You found the security subsystems. So getting in would be. actions outside of a system node. Search for the address you've done. So then you want to, well, I'm just looking what you do there. So that's attack a person owner ice. Manipulate a device port. Actions within systems. Access encrypted data. Do you know what? I can't actually see how you actually get in. Interestingly, you can search for a system. You can load a utility or end a utility. You can improvise the utilities. You can jack out. You can hide. You can attack, and you can analyze. But there doesn't appear to be one to actually get in. If that makes sense. That's where your hacking comes in, doesn't it? Versus its system rating. So your hacking of 6 against its system rating, you get in. Actually, yeah, you get in. You actually, yeah, system is 2 plus the system's half the system's rating. You on a 6, you will get in. So you are inside the security nodes.
Excellent.
So within the nodes, you can manipulate a device port. So, okay. Again, so it's another hacking role to manipulate the device port for this maglock signal.
What again?
So basically, you've gone into the security node, and I've just realised you're hacking. I couldn't remember how you get into a node, but it's just hacking versus its toughness, which you beat on a 6. You got through its security rating, so now it's another hacking check to manipulate a device port. In this case, the maglock.
There you go.
Okay, and a 7's good enough to find that. So therefore, you are able to manipulate the device lock against the it allows you to manipulate or control the port. You can deactivate the port, see what a device is connected, or dump an enemy operator. So basically speaking, you've got in, and you basically remotely trigger the maglock to unlock. Simple as that. So basically the door opens.
Yay! Then I open the door. Not completely, of course, just wide enough so that we can slip through and then close it after us.
No problem at all. Okay.
What are the? We've got Boolers over there keeping dogs, and he with his droids and drones, and he.
He is. He's just keeping an eye. Yeah.
So we know where the patrols are on the outside. If there's any patrols and stuff, do we?
They will only be inside the compound, and based on your estimations, you've got another 40 minutes until the next patrol should be due. Merlin's off to one side, and yep, and it looks like okay. The only problem you've got is how you're getting Queeg in there.
Get through the gate.
You won't fit through the gate, apparently.
If we disable the power, Quig can probably just punch his way through that fence.
Yes, he could. Yeah.
I mean,
he can climb over it, but he will be electrocuted.
Isn't the gate, can't we open the gate a little bit wider? Quig, if the thing's all disabled, the camera's disabled, the lock's disabled, why can't we just open the gate wider?
It's physically too small. It's a door. It's not the gate. Everything else is electrified. Only this door. This door is the only part of this fence that isn't electrified. You can
small for him to get through,
and it's too small for him to get through.
Electrified over the gate.
That's just the main.
The main gate is electrified and the fence is electrified. It's just the pedestrian door is the only is insulated, so you don't get electrocuted when you type in keys. So it's the only way in or out. So the only way Queeg can get through would be climbing over the fence.
Look, no, tell you what, why not just
Queeg can't get through this door? Can he get through any of the internal doors as well?
Most of the internal doors are bigger. It's just this one for some reason. I didn't.
Okay.
Well, obviously, if you look at the other doors,
trolls are too dumb to be working here. That's their thing.
Exactly.
Well, if we're desperate to get Queeg in, why don't we just astral walk him through the gate?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you want to astral walk him through, if you could convince him to do that, yeah.
Shut your eyes and hold my hand.
Let's try that thing again and open the doors to get into the power generator thing.
Okay, the power generators.
Are cameras up here, or is there?
Okay. The power generators also have maglocks. However, it would appear that this maglock, when you as far as I don't know, you have to have a look for it. But yeah, this again has got another maglock. Doesn't appear to be a camera out here though. Are you going to cast Astral Walk on Queeg?
What's that? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do what I need to get inside there, and
Yeah, spend another 2 power points, and then it's going to. It's just 2 for him, isn't it?
and Quig does trust Popo, so
Let's have a look. Additional recipients +1 for each additional target.
So it only affects me, then I have to affect him as well, don't I?
Yeah, so 2 power points to get you through, 3 power points to get you and Queeg through.
Well, that's 5 power points spent already.
That's okay, that's what bennies are for. So yeah, you could just walk through the fence now, Queeg, he says. As you sort of... The fence disappears.
Yeah, shut your hands. Yeah, shut your... just I'll take your hand and I'll lead you. Just close your eyes like you're blind and don't look. Okay, and I'll tell you when you open your eyes.
That's probably good.
And you feel all fuzzy and queasy and sick. And then I say, open your eyes, and you're miraculous for some reason you're on the opposite side of the fence, and you don't remember how you got there.
don't have to. No problem. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so you're outside. You guys are through the fence. It looks like Mogwai and Aki have gone up to the power plant, the power generators, the power transformers, I should say, and you're outside them. So again, it's another numpad key lock.
Repair, hacking, which one is it?
It's like same as before. You're going to have to, if you're going to do it physically, you need to repair to open the casing, and then thievery to pick the lock.
Okay, I'm gonna support you on the roll for repair, and then thievery. I'm out.
Nope, I'm afraid you. Yes, sorry. I apologise. No, you are unable to. Not unable. You get the lock open, so you open up the casing on the maglock, but now someone needs to pick the lock.
Thieving buddy used to come up here and pick.
Mm-hmm. That'll be Queeg and or Pow Pow, and they can work together or just do it individually.
That is inside the gate. Okay.
I'm really bad at it, so I'll go for an assist.
Okay, so you're going to get a +1 bonus from Pow Pow. Now, I'm afraid Queeg...
I'll bet you that. I'll bet you that.
Look at that. In like Flynn.
In like Flynn. Even with the -4 penalty for it being a very good lock, you pick that lock. No problem at all. Okay, the lock is picked. And like before, the door is now... can be opened. Oh, I can see I did an interesting shape on that when that whole building I nicked from elsewhere. It took me ages to redo it, and I buggered it up, I've just noticed. But anyway, that's by the by. Okay, you have opened the outer door. There seems to be another door across from it, but that one just appears to be, well, I'm not sure why it's some sort of airlock type design, but it doesn't appear to be locked when you get to it. But it does appear that one door needs to be shut before the inner door opens.
We need 2 of us in there to shut it down, or?
You should be able... Well, yeah, it's up to you how you want to deal with it.
I'm gonna assume that I should be able to hack in there and shut off parts of the system that we want to have shut off.
I mean, if you get that side airlock open, but see if you can just totally kill the power to the rest of the airlocks in the building. Because if the security alarm goes off, the security people cannot get into their labs. The airlock don't work. They're going to have to literally run around the whole building or hack their own doors.
I'm just checking something. So from here, even from as you were standing here, you can hear the dense array of humming transformers. Security cameras will be down. Yeah, I mean you can see if you should be able to try if you want to try hacking him, you can, or you can take a slightly more violent approach, of course. You know,
I'm
electrical equipment doesn't tend to do well react well to bullets.
No, we're gonna do hacking.
So you need support. Well, I don't think you do on this one.
First things first, you're going to have to find the correct power node. So I'll hold your hacking in reserve, but you will need to do the research first. Don't forget, usually you've got to find the correct device port, and then you get to hack it. Because I'm evil, and that's what the rules state. So I need a research roll from you as well to find the power nodes. No problems at all there. My word, look at that. Okay. I wish I'd actually done the effects.
I'm going to go to the forums and complain we're getting high rolls.
So, basically, at that point, after you do this, Mogwai, what happens is you basically get up on your screen a disconnection notice, and then basically the entire site system starts doing a controlled shutdown as you're getting disconnected. It's got a 60-second timer. This doesn't result in dump shock. It's just you being logged out cleanly as basically the power goes off. You know, the power starts shutting down. It starts bringing down the entire system. So the power goes offline.
Okay, while everybody's over there playing around with the generators, Merlin is going to look in or see if he can look in through these windows at these offices that nobody knows anything about and see if he can identify what specifically these 4 rooms are.
Ah, yes. Right. Unfortunately, that does appear to be... That is an impressively long sheet of glass, but it's completely opaque. It seems to just be diffuse enough to let light in to bring daylight inside the building, but you can't see through it. So...
Could you not just phase shift through the wall, go into the lab, and then phase shift out again?
Well, I could, I suppose. I mean, that's an awful thick wall, but you could technically walk straight through the wall. But if there's a camera in there, it's going to see me.
Yeah.
But the power's off, don't forget.
We've shut the power, nothing's working.
Yeah. Do we get the airlocks down, or is do we get the airlocks locked, or did that not happen?
You don't know. You've turned off the power. All the cameras are down, and there's no on-site network anymore, so you can't see what's going on.
Well then, let's try it then. Chip, 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 chip. Gonna try to open the door.
Oh, you go to the secure loading door, are you? Okay, so basically speaking, what you could see there is that in fact, yes, there is the door. Basically, the door won't open automatically, as it were, because there is no door for it. I can't speak today. There is a button on the door to unlock it, but that doesn't appear to be doing anything when you press it. But there's no power. But what you do see to the other side, there is a manual override, so you can sort of hand crank it.
Well, then,
that will
let's
take a
open
while.
it manually.
Crank it wide enough for me to get my hand in there and I can pull it open.
Okie doke. Okay, so you start basically cranking the door open. can I have notice checks as you get it up about 3 feet, please? As Quig starts, doing as Quig's cranking it open nice and fast. Okay. Mogwai, you don't notice anything. Aki does. Anyone else? Okay. Aki.
Oh wait.
I'm sure everyone else as well.
Pow does. Waif
Well,
doesn't.
so what's the cat do?
Okay, so here we go. Mogwai, where's Mogwai? Where is Mogwai? Mogwai is there. So you are on hold, Waif. You are on hold as you'll both be surprised. Aki's fine. Pal's fine. Merlin is far enough back to... Well, actually, Merlin, you better make a notice check. Please. Think about it.
Do you want Quig to make one just to see?
Yes, please, yeah. You are cranking the door open. Merlin's surprised. Quig isn't. Basically, what happens is, as Quig is cranking open the door... Pal, Quig, and Aki, you hear the sort of distinctive type noise of some sort of drone-like thing activated inside. So when suddenly the drone turns and points its turret through the now opening door, you aren't surprised, unlike other people.
I did say there probably is a robot on the other side of the door, but no
unfortunately, shutting off the power does activate the drones. Okay, I will show
And they got the Joker in the Benny, you bastard.
I need to lock the tokens. Okay, and then I get to do some running rolls. I could just click the run button, it's easier. It gets him to there. Okay, and then strength. Okay, and then I get to there, and I'll do that, which gets him out of there, gets him through there. Okay, and then
oh, look, new toys! Nice.
Gets him. Oops, gets him to there, and gets him to, and then he goes to there. He's not going to get. He's going to go this way, like so. And yes, I know you can't see these, but I'm being completely fair and doing it by the book, because that will decide how fast they reach you guys. 7 gets him to there. Okay, and security guard number 6. Gets him to there. There we go. That brings us to Aki.
I can see this thing, can I?
Yes, you can. I hope you can.
Is it a clear shot or is it a...
That's a clear shot. You can see the assault rifle gun turret cycling as it's obviously targeting.
We've got a bit of a clearer shot for these two. Been with me a flechette pistol, which I should have got a laser gun, but I didn't.
You hit with a raise.
Fantastic.
You shake it. And then move. Yep, it's very sensible. Move in, shoot it, move out of the way.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I don't want him getting me, but he's shaken now, so that means he can't get any free attacks on anyone.
I did something wrong earlier and moved the wrong security guard, so I'm just going to randomly do that instead. And that brings us to Pow.
Pow. Yeah, the cat's out the bag. pulled that shotgun and he blasts it while it's still diddling about after the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, you shoot it with a shotgun. Doesn't seem to have much. Doesn't seem to do much to it, I'm afraid.
It's hardy.
It is indeed. So you shoot it, but it does hit. It's a good hit, but it doesn't seem to do much to it. Are you going
What
to?
we'll do is he'll jump to cover in there.
Okay. I'll start playing the. I'll have to start doing my rendition.
What rocket launchers?
Queeg. You're sort of standing in the middle of the thing, sort of cranking the door open at the moment.
I'm still cranking it.
It's up to you. You can stop. I mean, the door won't slide back down. It will just stay sort of halfway open. You'll have to crawl. You'll have to duck up.
Well, is it big enough for it to come through?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you've got it up about 5 feet.
Can I squeeze through?
You can get underneath it. Yeah. You just have to
It's
duck.
coming up. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's raising upwards into the roof. It's 5 feet. You got it 5 feet up, so you can fit under it if you want to. The drone most certainly can fit out from it.
All right, I gotta do it because that's my job. I'll distract it. It's distract it the only way I know how.
He's gonna cover it.
Hit it with a broom, perchance. Yep.
Queeg smash.
Oh, that's a good hit. He gets on the broom with his trademark broom. Oh my word, this might hurt.
Well, this is going to.
Just knocked it to the ground and smashed it to smithereens. Oh, it's in little pieces now.
That's why we brought him along, isn't it? Yeah.
That is why you brought him along. Let's see. It's going to be like last time. I'm going to spend all my beddies trying to undo Queeg's damage. No.
Sorry.
That's fine. I just thought 3 bennies on it was a fair number. Yeah, you destroy it.
You should have changed that one to an oil splat, shouldn't you?
I should have changed it to an oil splat, yes.
Oh, no new.
Red oil, that one. It's got a red oil in it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Queeg.
All clear.
That could have gone south fast.
Okay, Berlin comes off hold. Wave comes off hold. Mogwai comes off hold. And that's it for this. Basically, because because if the drones are activated, then obviously shutting off the power did actually set off alarms and stuff. So I'm going to carry on doing it turn-based because obviously this will decide how long it takes the guards to reach you. Sorry, strength check from the guard. Yep. Obviously they're having to crank open doors as well. Pow pow!
On the ace.
On the ace.
So what's run into the building and have a look at these doors on the inside? Are these openable? Are they hackable?
There's no computer systems to hack, so literally it's just they're basically, if you think of them, there's like to a side of them there's like a manual opening system, and you just literally have to crank that, and that's just a straightforward athletics or strength check, your choice. It's like the airlocks on the spaceship from last Saturday.
I'm gonna start cranking the door open. We need space.
You just need a single success. Yep, no problem at all. You've got that door open. No problem at all there. Okay, that brings us to Mogwai.
Yes.
So basically, the first 2 doors are open. There's obviously another set of doors. Again, they like their airlocks.
Then I shall move in and open the third set of doors.
Okie-doke. That will be an athletics or strength check, your choice.
In that case, I will choose athletics, and I choose to Benny that.
Which you do. So you open that door. Ahead of you, you could. The door's open. Ahead of you, you can see the toilets.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can
seems
continue
about
moving
right.
after you can continue moving if you wish to.
Then I shall move up to this corner here.
Okie doke. Doom 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 doom. I'm just going to move on anyway. I don't care. Can't train you guys to do anything. 8. Athletics D6 strength. That's a shame, but he gets to there. Next one. Run. If you're fast enough, you'd be away before these guys catch you, which is what your plan was. Pow Pow's plan was if you kill the power, they're going to have to manually get through all these doors the same, and you've got less doors to try and get through than they do, which is a good move. Okay, let's see if he gets this door open. No. Let's see if he gets this door open. Yes. Okay. Next. I keep doing that.
You got the door open?
No, it's okay. It's me getting confused on which one I'm meant to be running, but actually at that time I hadn't done it wrong. Oh, he can't reach the next door. That's a shame, isn't it? Well, it is for me anyway.
Breaks my heart.
Not really.
Merlin!
Okay, I am going to whip out my can of spray paint.
Yep.
As I walk down the wall here, I'm going to spray paint Terra first along the wall.
Okay.
Step into the corner here.
Yep.
And I'm going to kind of keep a watch down both of these walls to look for bad guys.
Okie dokie. I like it. I like the fact you've also spray canned like as required. Beautiful touch. Waif.
Waif is going to get here and then follow him in, because if the guards come, they're going to be coming from this way, and
Yep.
she's watching for guards. Okay.
No problem.
Right there.
Right there. Okay, and that brings me to security guard. 9. I love the fact I've got them all running around and you've got no idea where they are at the moment. Aki.
I'm going to go there, and then I'm probably going to have to run the rest of the way. Because yes, I need to help him with the door and also be support as well.
Yeah, because I thought you were going for the toilet there. I was looking at the man. You got to go. Ah.
No, I already went to the toilet.
Queeg,
you passed my turn.
Well, you ran.
You have to take away a Betty now from yourself.
No. Damn it, you read my mind. Yes, I know, I won't do it again, but I'll get fed up waiting for Mogwai. Queeg!
Alright, Quig is actually going to stay with Merlin in case
Okay.
the guards come up this way. What is in this room?
Lots of boxes.
Alright, well, what do I need to smash them with my broom?
Just make damage. Just make a damage check. Simple as that. And you can smash it. You can work your way around.
There is an S token on my map here next to Queeg.
Is there?
Yeah, it's just a nest.
Yeah, don't worry, it's me playing about.
I won't even want to know what you're doing. I can't see that, fortunately.
Because don't forget, I should always have an allied extra with me.
Only if you summon him.
Well, yeah, it was summoned. That's why I'm down to 5 power points. He was summoned right at the beginning. That's why. And
Oh, well.
don't forget, it lasts the whole day. It lasts till sun up.
That's fine. I was just asking. Actually, yeah, that is a bit of a cost. Maybe I should go back to the pep. Well, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so Quig literally smashes all the boxes down that side. And do you know what? I keep getting jokers, don't I? This is really awesome. I've got Benny's galore. I'm having so much fun here.
You're going to need them.
Yeah, I know. Well, the problem is with that is these guys might actually reach you. 11. So that gets him through that one. Gets him to there. Multi-action. No.
I thought you'd have been screwing about these doors for ages.
So multi-action would be boost, so it makes it 4. So yeah, I'm going to slight wreck on that because I can. He's going to then. Yep. No, he doesn't get through he doesn't get through that door. That's fine, even with the Joker bonus. And that brings us to Aki.
My go again. Right, we got to open this door. I'm going to go up to this door and see if it opens.
Athletics or strength check, your call.
Oh, we've got to kick it in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll do a strength. I'm going to Benny that.
Be my guest. I'll get ready for the console era.
Well, I'm going to Benny it again. That's shit. Roll a good roll. That's better.
Yep, you basically sit there cranking the door open. The door slides open slowly but surely. I'm not going to do it this time. You have to do it yourself. Obviously. You step into the secure lab number 1. It has all sorts of interesting looking equipment in there, and in fact, it's basically all the stuff that you'd associate with, the centrifugal spin things and all sorts of interesting looking equipment. Are you going, okay?
I haven't got the blood, have I? I'm going to listen at this door and see if I can hear anything on the side.
That's okay. I could show you what you see through that door, in fact. Because all the other doors are open.
It's open.
No, that door's not open, but basically all the other doors behind it are open. And there is a view screen in that door.
I didn't know it was. I thought it was a solid door. Okay, right.
No. You literally have a glance through, because you usually have it. You usually have sort of secure glass. So you glance through and you can see there are 3 security guards and a security drone coming. By the way, those little warning signs that someone asked about earlier that Keith didn't know what they were, and he speculated about passive alarms. That were the locations of security drones, but he didn't know that.
Yes. So who's got the blood to swap it over with?
That's a very good question. Who's got the blood? Don't say Bugle.
And you pass my turn again. That's terrible.
Oh, only because I gave up waiting for you.
Oh, probably
blood.
Sorry?
All right, who's going back to the ramen place to get the blood?
Well, I don't care who's got the blood. One of you I assume someone who's going
All right,
in.
Merlin will have the blood.
Okay. Well, no, but if you were on guard duty, you would have probably handed the blood off. So, but yeah, Merlin's got the blood. That makes sense. You can always hand it off to someone else.
I'm gonna shout down the corridor. Hurry up! They're almost here. Is there anything I can do to stop this door?
We can make it a post roll, but it depends really, because unfortunately you've acted. So no, but someone else possibly could. Or you just get someone to come up there and go and hold for them or you get someone to go on hold for when the first person comes through the door and shoot them, I suppose. They were very lucky on their rolls, I'm afraid. Anyway, Merlin's it's up to Merlin. Let's see what Merlin does before we have to pause and leave it till next week. Maybe on a cliffhanger.
Okay, Merlin is going to run.
Yep.
Yeah, he's okay with that. Let's see. Let's go. No, not that button. This button. And I'm going to start. Where am I supposed to be trading this blood out?
Well, you've got to. You've got the details. So once you get to there, make a notice check, and I'll let you search both of these tables at the same time, benches at the same time. Okay, and I'm going to make it completely random because I don't know. Unfortunately, you check both of these and you come to the conclusion the blood's probably stored on one of the other two benches, I'm afraid. I thought it'd be nice to make it 50-50 and the dice were against you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. In which case, I will swing my sword wildly all the way around me to see what kind of stuff I can knock off and knock off.
Oh, yeah, it's chaos. Blood splatters everywhere. Chemical equipment, notes everywhere. Well, good stuff. I like it. Okay, this security guard will get to there. He will then have to try and open the main doors and fails. I've got the bennies. And fails. Okay. Mogwai. Aki's shouting something about they're almost here. And if you're talking, you're on mute.
I was thinking, can I see the guards virtually?
Nope, there's no network. Oh, I see what you mean.
Sorry to interrupt. Can he take an item from me?
Who? Mogwai?
Aye, Moggy take an item off me.
Well, you can walk up to you, take something, and go back. Yes.
I do have a frag grenade. You could slide under the door and open it.
Yes, you could do that. Also, yes. Sorry. Yeah. The actual system nodes are down, but the city net will still be up, and their implants and everyone. Well, and if you're evil enough to be able to distract him and stuff. Yes, because we decided that's how we do it, didn't we? So yes, you can probably find a particular node and try and hack, hack one of them, as it were. But don't forget, the bad guys can do it to you as well if you go down this route.
Sure. Let them try. I was thinking, yeah. I want to take security guard number 3 and shoot him an alert message that there's a break-in in this office with heavy armed forces.
Okie dokie. The best you'll get out of it, well, as you know, you'll distract him or make him vulnerable or shake him or creative combat him, obviously. But yeah, because it's confused messages. He'll also be very perplexed on how he's getting a message when the network's down, so that will probably head the confusion. So go for it.
Oh, well.
You've got 13 minutes and one Benny. Jeepers creepers. That's better.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Even
Nice.
with the Joker bonus, you get the raise on him.
Sweet.
I do wish it. It's a shame that since the update it broke the creative combat automatic rolls, because that was quite nice. It saved me having to find it all the time and reshare it with you. There you go. I'm going to make that a shortcut. 12. Seize the moment. Okay, so do you want to make him distracted or vulnerable?
I want to make. Is he going? Has he already had his turn, or is he going to have his turn?
He's already had his turn. He had the Joker.
Okay. I'm gonna make it distracted, anyways.
Okay, you're going to distract. Yep, go for it.
I can't click it because I can't see him on the combat tracker.
Oh, sorry, there you go. I apologise.
Well.
Okay. And, well, basically you get to seize the movement, so you get another turn.
Woohoo! I want to take this to take over the security drone.
Go for it. I'm just trying to make the bad guys that you know about visible on the combat tracker. Actually, you know about all of them, but I don't want to show the others just because you can't. Okay, you take over the security guard. You can distract it or make it vulnerable, I'm afraid, because you didn't get the raise.
I was hoping to get control of it in order to make it attack the security guards.
Yes, I know, but as we discussed, the best you could do with sort of otherwise hacking of drones gets quite messy, and I saw on the forums. It's actually in the rule book. He really recommends don't allow it.
How boring.
Well, only because it will get really. I think it just overly complicates everything. Yeah. But wait, aren't radio-controlled drones hackable? Technically, yes. Sprawlrunners focuses heavy on tropes, though. So so the female jockeys is pilots and all that. So making them, I think the idea is making them hackable is sort of basically less fun. So and also technically speaking, Sprawlrunners is based on 80s cyberpunk before the idea of Wi-Fi really existed in the real world. So you couldn't hack people and drones, which is why I'm quite happy to allow hacking as a test on things, so that I'm happy with that. So you can test drones and people, but that
Can I just ask a question for a second?
Yes.
How is he doing hacking? Has he got some kind of cyberware that lets him do long range hacking?
It's basically the idea is you're all connected to the web all the time if you've got a jack.
Excellent.
Not
So
a jack, a deck.
No, he's hacking with a deck, but basically he can hack anyone with a cyberjack.
Right. Okay.
Is what I'm saying. So Waif is actually completely immune to Mogwai. Waif can't be hacked because I think she's the only character, and Merlin as well. I suspect both of them will not have any implants of any type.
So my cyber deck is what I'd use, is it? Right.
I don't have any.
Yeah. And Pow Pow doesn't either because, of course, they're arcane characters. So basically, if you've got cyberware or implants, basically you can be hacked. I.e., all I'm extending the test to, you can use the hacking skill on someone to test them. It's as simple as that. It doesn't change any of the rules, and it's in the spirit of fantasy grounds.
It makes perfect sense. I just thought maybe I was missing something, but I can use my deck to do it, can't I?
Yeah, you need to have a cyber deck to hack. Yes.
Yeah, I have this in my mundane pack.
Yeah. So, unless anyone wants to common bond Mogwai a better Benny to see if he can nobble the drone better than just making it distracted or vulnerable.
I can give him a Benny.
If you've got common bond.
What's common bond?
It's an edge.
Nah, but what have I got here? No, that's rubbish. I've got no cards that I can play either. All right.
Okay, so you're making it distracted. That's fine. I am thinking we might have to come up with an interesting creative combat deck for that very reason. But don't forget, it would go both ways, and Bula might be upset if I start taking control of his drones.
But perfectly fair. We're taking control of the NPC's drones.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying.
We all end up being NPCs because we turned it.
Yeah. Well, it only be tests, but yeah. I'm thinking I might create a drone.
It's a homebrew rule. You could make it with a triple raise. You do it.
Yeah, well, I'd say we could certainly I'll certainly have a think about it. I think, yeah. I think there should be some benefit for getting a really good hack on a drone, but yeah, as you say,
or if you do the get the distract and get the 2 on it.
Yeah.
The next time you do it, you can take it over then.
Yeah, no,
but then you got to sort out the problems you've already incurred in it.
Exactly. I think we'll have a discussion about it offline, and I think we will come up with something because I do like the idea that if you roll really well, I do. It's one of my favourite things about the XCOM 2 game is when you hack one of their drones and you get control of it. It would literally be, I think, only on its next action and then it would revert again. But I think the chaos that could cause could be very useful, and I like the idea of that. And I like the fact that obviously you've already done damage to it, but I'll have to come up with something. But anyway, I want to finish this round in the next 6 minutes. So, Waif.
Because the guards haven't got through yet.
No.
She's gonna take up position here in case there's any coming from the other direction don't know about yet.
Well, south of you in Fury is the secure lab, and you don't think anyone's in there, for the record. If they're going to come, they're either going to come through the main doors or through the door you know about. But the south lab, as far as you know, is secure. Secure lab 2, I should say.
Well then, okay, then cancel that last move because my movement should take me up.
Yep, to about
to where I can with Eck on one side and I'm going to get to the other side of the door. Do I need to do a run?
No, you can get. I think you can get there. So,
Yeah, I
well,
got there.
yeah, you got there anyway, doesn't it? That's fine. I did move it on there, but that's time factors here for Queeg.
I'll just do the other side there.
You just smash up everything this side. It seems to be all chemicals and delivery stuff.
Yeah, I'd be nervous too, Popo.
Okay, security guard number 4 is going to advance to there. He's then going to multi-action.
Only moved.
You move the drone, not the guard.
Oh, thank you. Stupid layering of tokens. He fails to open the door, so I'll spend a Benny on that. He still fails to open the door, so I'll spend one more Benny on that. And that's all he's going to do. The other action's wasted. Jeepers creepers, these guys are crap. Okay. Security drone number 3 is going to run. I really wish... I do seem to have this ability to miss the tick and just accidentally move. Okay, that security drone's standing put because it can't do anything to get through the door until the door's open, so it's not going to go anywhere. And security drone number 5. And with pounding of feet everywhere and people charging in... Oh, I didn't realise he's up here. He's going to move up to there. And he shouldn't have run, but I did make him run, so I'm going to take the fact that he fails to open the door this round. And then with Pow Pow going the last action on this round, he moves to there and setting up for an interesting ambush next week.
Yeah, as soon as that door opens, Pow Pow's going to post a fragmentation grenade through the gap, and it's a heavy weapon, so everybody will get minced. You just drop it.
Well, in that case, what you need to do is that will be all based on the cards dealt next week when we return to Sprawlrunners. And
we also got to remember to get the blood first. No one's moved towards the tables yet.
Merlin's searched all those tables.
Yeah, exactly. But there's 2 other people moved towards the doors and forgot about the mission.
Well, Merlin's the one with the blood, so he hasn't forgotten anything. So we'll be fine. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and we shall return same bat time, same bat channel next week, and we'll see what happens when you open that door and swap out the blood and hopefully get away scot-free. So thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.
Whoop whoop.
I did some things. I'm very happy.
Getting the hang of this.
So we'll get there. I'll start working out what I'm doing for next time, because it seems that we're going to be doing half an adventure each week at this rate. But we'll be fine. There'll be bigger ones. I just wanted a proper straightforward run where I could give you a bit more information and get some, get you working as a team. And thanks very much.
So what I did for the spirit is I think it's a servant template, so it's dropped into allies, and then the tokens grabbed from the character sheet to the map, but it doesn't go in the combat tracker because it's got no combat abilities. So don't give it a turn, if you know what I mean.
Right, it would do, but it's probably because I need to add it in, so it should be okay. I can see it there. I'll hopefully remember in future when you summon it to do so. But we shall.
I think all it can do is observe. It's got notice and stealth, and that's it.
Yeah, it's good for scouting stuff, but we'll leave it there. Anyway, I'm going to hang up now. As always, I'll leave Fantasy Grounds open just for a little bit for you guys, but thanks very much. Well, I hope you enjoy that, guys. Hopefully they'll get more into the planning stage and the things won't, and I won't feel like I'm herding cats as much. But hopefully you did enjoy it, and you'll join us next time. In the meantime, I forgot to say thank you to. I did have a sign up, didn't I? But I think he signed up last week, so I did thank him. But not to worry. Take care. Hopefully we'll get better at it. And next Saturday, I'll be running. What am I running on Saturday? So next Saturday, I am running 50 Fathoms. So, yep, on Saturday, 27th of March, we're running 50 Fathoms. And then Sunday, the 28th of March,